markets even within the same sports book. That is a much better bet, yes. Way to go. Way to go, Brian Ortega. You win betting tip of the day.
Thank you.
Right. That's something that you're going to do. Because if you're looking around, I don't think Matt McClain is going to do enough to actually win this thing. Even if, let's say, Corbin Carroll, for some reason, can't play baseball for, an extended period of time, it would be Elly De La Cruz. So you're just essentially betting Elly De La Cruz at, 25, 35 more cents to get to, right? Instead of 285 to plus 320. So I would agree. And it's also kind of a bummer. We can talk about it on the aside because, of all these major awards markets, almost everything is settled. The only thing, we're talking about the two Cy Young Awards markets, AL Rookie of the Year, and they don't have a massive favorite. I will say, I keep asking this question, and I can ask you this on the other side, Keller, get your answer to it, which is I don't understand why the market continues to get shorter on Zach Gallen, even though he continues to scuffle on the road.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of an interesting dynamic. So we'll talk about that. We'll give you Gallen's numbers. And just looking around, I was talking about this with Dustin the other day.
Whoa.
Why not look elsewhere on that? So how about that, huh? Look at that.
Good shot, Raggio.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
Turn your home into restricted airspace. Tell incoming flights you want them diverted. The new Raid Essentials Light Trap plugs into the wall and uses light to attract, then trap flying insects like fruit flies and mosquitoes. Its 24/7 continuous attraction provides insecticide-free protection that's people and pet friendly. Consider air service interrupted. New Raid Essentials Light Trap. Insecticide-free protection.
If you're missing the Cash In with Jason Page, then you're missing this.
It's such a lazy, weak, pansy-ass take. That's what it is. To sit there and try and rain on Domingo Germán's parade. Is that where we want to go? Do we want to put an asterisk on it? Is it not real because the A's put out a substandard lineup? If it was that easy, everybody would no-hit them. Forget perfect game. They would have been no-hit 5 times. If they were that bad, and it's not even a major league team, they wouldn't have won 7 in a row, including 2 against one of the best teams in baseball. It's still a major league baseball team. 24 times in a game that's 125 years old. 24 times. Somebody has done what Domingo Germán has done. 24 times.
The Cash In, weeknights at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on Sports Map Radio.
Wake up call.
If you have a submarine with windows, it can't go that deep because the pressure is too great. You could make a plexiglass thing thick enough to withstand the pressure. He says, but you can't seal it.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I was like, I don't know, man. Flex tape looks like it works pretty good.
Exactly. I sawed this boat in half, and I sealed it with Flex Seal. Look, Ma, I'm not sinking.
Wake up call with Tony B and Ron Culver. Weekday mornings from 9 to noon Eastern.
Just saying it with Cole Thompson.
Everyone should be wanting more expansion in the likes of professional sports. And I don't know if it just means in the MLB, the NHL, the NFL, but expansion is good for multiple reasons. Let's start out with the first thing. In terms of location, to be able to have an expansion team, it allows you to be able to build a foundation for your city. Number 2, talent-wise. There is so much talent in minor league sports that we continue to see players waiting for their opportunities to go ahead and make it to the professional level. We keep waiting for an injury to happen. And then what eventually occurs is that you're no longer, quote-unquote, good enough to be in the majors. I am always going to be a proponent for more expansion in a sport because if the sport itself has an opportunity of building something promising for the future, you want to raise the level of competition, the way you do so is by expansion.
Just saying it. Weekdays from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. The Diehards.
And then all of a sudden, a sweeper pitch comes in. She goes, Dad, what's a sweeper? And I looked at her and I went, I don't know. Hey, Siri, what's a sweeper pitch? What is going on? I felt like I was lost. And I'm like, I cover sports. I know this. And again, I'm a knucklehead fan on the radio, but I'm like, what is this? And then I'm seeing slurve, and I'm going, what? Like, am I gone?
The Diehards, weeknights from 8 to 10 Eastern on the Sports Map Radio Network.
This is Brent Musburger, and you're listening live to VSiN on Sports Map Radio.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Make sure you check out everything MGM has to offer. That would include, of course, the BetMGM rewards. Every wager earns you points. You can visit BetMGM.com and download the BetMGM app for terms and conditions. Check it out right now. All right, guys, I have something for you because this is incredible. We were just talking about this. So we were talking about the NL Rookie of the Year race, right? Mm-hmm. And when you look, this is just minutes after we're talking about this. So the Diamondbacks just won, as Brian Ortega just let us know. Bottom of the 10th, Corbin Carroll hits an RBI single, drives in the winning run.
Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome you to Garfield Stadium here in Lakewood, Ohio. Western Reserve Radio and the iMeda1 Network are proud to bring you Week 5 of the Tri-Point Football League. Greensburg Goldenhawks, 2022 Tri-Point Football League champions, make their way to Cuyahoga County to take on the Cleveland Cobras. Hello everyone, Jim Craven with you along with the coach, Bob Gessler. Dave Ferris back in Youngstown, keeping us on the air as we get ready for this matchup of technically 3-1 teams. The Cleveland Cobras coming off of a big last drive win over the Ohio Gladiators 2 weeks ago at Marlington High School. Slab Thompson taking them downfield and getting the win with 2 seconds left. The Greensburg Goldenhawks, on the other hand, coming off a little bit of controversy. The record says 3-1. However, that was the result of some issues at the game with the officiating and apparently not some obligation that they weren't able to keep. They are technically 3-1. However, if you look at the Tri-Point Football League website, you'll notice they have scored 144 points and have given up 0. So for all intents and purposes, this is an undefeated team, and they have been just as good as they are or were last year as they went towards a TPFL championship in their inaugural season. Coach, second half of the season here, we've seen the Cobras come up with a big win 2 weeks ago. You see the offense now they're making that progress that you'd hope to see backed by a great defense. And certainly you would think that at the pace things are going, the Cleveland Cobras offense may progress and get to that point and peak just at the right time as those playoffs come around.
Yeah, but they're going to have a big fight ahead of them today. This Greensboro team is pretty tough. Listen at those numbers of wins and defensive not letting anybody score, and that's difficult. So the offensive line is really going to have to control and give Slap a lot of time, and the receivers have got to get open on these DBs. So this is going to be an interesting game. If they come out with a win, that's going to be huge for them, but they have got to be able to less mistakes wins this game, and they cannot make any mistakes, fumbles. Those are always key factors.
Certainly one of the things that have been a problem in key moments have been the penalties. They overcame those against the Ohio Gladiators. The Ohio Gladiators at the time were 3-0. They were the runner-ups in the TPFL in 2022. But for all intents and purposes, a great battle back and forth. But again, we saw that progress from the offense. They came out in the last drive with no timeouts, moved downfield, made the plays they needed to play, and got the win with 2 seconds left.
Yeah, it was a great drive. They did what they needed to do, and they didn't nothing deep. I mean, anytime they threw the ball, it was short. Just get first downs, get out of bounds. clock stopped, so that's what they needed to do. They got down there with the 2 seconds, and it was a great throw and great catch.
We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups. We'll continue the pregame show here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Mill Creek Golf Course is the host venue for the AJGA PGA Hope Program, 8 high school teams, and 2 collegiate teams. Mill Creek Golf Course is your Callaway certified golf club fitting facility. It was named the PGA of America's National Merchandiser of the Year for a public facility 2022. Book your tee time at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
This is Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Pregame continues here at Garfield Stadium in Lakewood, Ohio. We get ready for the Greensburg Golden Hawks and the Cleveland Cobras. Both teams listed third in their respective divisions. Cobras third in the Buckeye division, and the Golden Hawks third in the Keystone division. Again, we talked about the problem they had down there. So technically, Coach, this is a 4-0 team. The only loss really is on a really simple rule. You hate to see that, but Curtis Gardner earlier this week pretty much said, you know what, we'll take it. It was our issue. And they're going to move on, and certainly I don't think that's going to hurt them in terms of any kind of seeding for playoffs.
No, absolutely not. But I hate that little stuff like that. I mean, I understand you got to have the proper people out on the field, but again, I just that's nitpicking, and I hate it.
Yeah, certainly, and it was a 0-0 game at that point, Coach. End of the fourth quarter, ended there. So, a worst-case scenario may have ended in a tie at some point. However, still not giving up any points there, but the Beaver County Arctic Bengals came up with some formula to slow down this Greensburg Golden Hawks offense, and there were some questions about how they did that. You take a look at the film, and it didn't look like anything fancy. Maybe just it was the Arctic Bengals day. Yeah, and that's exactly what you have to do. If you have an offense that scores readily and with that many points, you just got to find a way, first of all, to keep the ball out of their hands. That's what makes the offense good as far as a defense. Get the ball out of their hands and try to again, control the clock, do what you got to do and get down and score, and then the rest will fall in place. Some rain has fallen here during the day up here in the Cleveland area. About 74 degrees when we got here. Sort of humid there, Coach, so it's still very summer-like. However, there is just around a 50% chance of rain throughout this game. We had a light rain. Lasted about 10 minutes here before we went on the air. However, right now just overcast, and it seems like it's going to be a pretty decent night here in Lakewood. Greensburg Golden Hawks, they'll be taking the field in their gold helmets, white jerseys, and green pants. Jerseys with the green numbers on them. And the Cleveland Cobras will be in their all black helmets, black jerseys with the green numbers, and black pants. And we'll take a look at the starters for the Cleveland Cobras. What I heard, there may have been some game time changes. However, we weren't able to coordinate to update those. So if we miss a couple of these, we do apologize. But we'll start on the offense. On that offensive line that is getting better week by week. We'll go left to right here. It's going to be Brandon Antall, Kayshawn Jones, Lamora Dillard, Taylor Johnson, and the veteran E.J. Bibbs on the offensive line. The wide receivers, it'll be Eddie Edwards, Antonio Boyd, Matt Wise, and Keyshawn Baycoat. And, Coach, this receiving core has really done a great job. Baycoat, a couple big catches in games 2 and 3. Antonio Boyd, he gets the game winner against the Ohio Gladiators, a clutch catch there. And Keyshawn Baycoat, a guy that, that's kind of stepping up there. Matt Wise, we talked about him last game, working his way into the starting lineup, and he's been a great story so far.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're doing a great job. That and what's nice is it makes Slap look good as a quarterback, as we know that. But I tell you what, they've really done a good job. They're giving with the defense, their offense. They're giving with the defense. So if the offense sees something, that Slap's picking it up, and the receivers are finding the holes. And again, it was first down in that last drive. So outstanding job by the receiving crew, because they found the openings and they got it done.
Yeah, the tight end will be Abe Taylor. He's been a name that we'll keep an eye on. Also, the running back will be T.J. Johnson. Of course, we talked about the quarterback, Dave Slap Thompson. The Cobras will receive the ball to start this game. And I believe it's going to be Curtis Gardner Jr. kicking off for the Greensburg Golden Hawks. And I believe it's going to be Tyree Knight and possibly Matt Wise back there to return for the Cobras. And we are underway here in Lakewood. And this is going to head out of bounds, so we'll get a flag to start this game. Good field position coming up for the Cobras to get started after the 4th of July bye week. They'll be looking to get back in that rhythm, Coach.
Yeah, that was that's what you don't want, is get any kind of field position for the Cobras, and he kicked it out of bounds, so that's a great job. So we get decent starting positions for the Cobras. Now let's make sure that offensively let's don't come out with too many butterflies. Let's do what we got to do.
So the Cobras will start this game 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. They'll add on the 15 yards for the illegal procedure, kicking it out of bounds. Again, not a bad night here, as we'll have Antonio Boyd and Matt Wise, the receivers, to the near side. It'll be T.J. Johnson to the right of Dave Thompson in the shotgun. Twin receivers to the far side. Again, just underway here in Cleveland. Thompson now with the handoff to Johnson. Johnson looking for room off the left side, and he'll pick up a couple yards to get the running game started for the Cobras.
Yeah, he wanted to bounce that outside, and it opened up inside. He found that crease, and we'll take that all day.
So we'll call it 2nd and 8 for the Cobras. They'll spot the ball at the 37-yard line. Running game a little anemic at first, Coach, but between Emmett Calhoun and T.J. Johnson, this really has been a part of the game that's picked up, especially against the Ohio Gladiators.
Yeah, and again, that as you progress, it's going to get better. The offense takes a while to get started, but right now everything looks good. They just got to continue.
Eddie Edwards will be the slot now to the right side. Thompson still in the shotgun. 2nd and 8 now for the Cobras. Thompson with the read. He'll send it out, trying to find Matt Wise, and he's going to have a handful of jersey. And that's going to be a flag on the Golden Hawks. And, Coach, you don't like to see flags. You don't like to see penalties, but that may have been a good one.
I tell you what, that's what you call a good penalty, because he got behind him, and that would have been touchdown all the way.
So they're going to call this a hold prior to the pass. So this is going to be a 10-yard penalty and a first down for the Cobras. And Wise trying to find that seam down the field. Thompson didn't really look like he had a second read on that.
No, but they were coming hot. I didn't get a number. I think they had a corner blitz coming up on the outside. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like Chris Jackson from the outside was coming.
D'Angelo Thompson will be the sole receiver to the far side now. Antonio Boyd to the near side. Wise will be the slot to the left side. Johnson will be in the shotgun. He'll be in the pistol. Have T.J. Johnson to his right. This time he'll hand it off to Edwards. Edwards maybe picked up a yard on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 9. Well, they're actually going to give him credit for 2 yards, so 2nd and 8 for the Cobras. They're now in Greensburg territory.
You just got to be patient. Just chisel away. That's all you got to do. And so far, so good. Move the ball.
So it looks like they actually gave him the 15 yards on the penalty. The initial call from the referee was going to be a hold. However, it'll be now 2nd and 8. As Thompson will be D'Angelo Thompson will be the receiver to the far side. It'll be Martucci to the right of Thompson now. High snap. Thompson on the read. He's going to be brought down unceremoniously in the backfield. Reading a little bit slow on that one, Coach.
Well, the problem, he has to recognize that. They sunk the corner over here. They had no safety. So what it was, that was the safety they brought up, and there was nobody on this side. They just had no blocking whatsoever because they were outmanned on this left side.
3rd and 12 now for the Cobras. Going to be a loss of 4 on the play. As now it'll be D'Angelo Thompson, again, the receiver to the far side. Antonio Boyd to the near side. He had the game winner 2 weeks ago against the Ohio Gladiators. We get Martucci to the right of Thompson in the pistol, along with T.J. Johnson. It's going to be some movement up front. Flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be a free play. They're going to throw it downfield. There's going to be some contact, and then incomplete. A pass was intended for D'Angelo Thompson. Thompson had to play some defense. But the initial flag, Coach, was the offside and looked like it was going to be a free play.
Yeah, the only issue that I also have is they could have called the defensive back because he grabbed the arm of the receiver. So that was dead wrong, too. Coach is out on the field from the Hawks, and he's complaining about something. But there should have been a hold play on number 11, Lonnie Chambers.
Out there, give him the 5 yards. And I'll put him back at the 44-yard line. So 3rd and 7 now for the Cobras. Baycoat, the receiver, to the far side now. Still in the pistol formation. Moving right to left on your devices. Of course, if you're joining us on Facebook or Twitter, you can see it on the video. Thompson now with low snap. To option out to the right. This has been a big play for them. However, they're going to lose a yard on the play here. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Cobras. And it could be a punting situation for Ben Lyons, who was a big part of that going over the Gladiators 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, their defense just they snuffed that out. They just basically what they did was they just kept going outside and scraping, and they had nowhere to go. And looked like the safety come up or the corner come up. I didn't get the number. It was either 1 or 11 came up on the pitch man, and that took that away. So
4th down now. Ball be placed at the 45-yard line. Justin Herod will make his way onto the field for the Cobras, as will Jawan Carlisle. Cobras in a huddle here, so we'll see. As now they're going to have Tamir Stevens, the receiver to the far side. Thompson will be in there. We'll see if we're going to get a short kick on this. Thompson now, he'll post up at his own 41-yard line. A little bit of confusion here as Bing Edwards will direct some traffic. We got to assume this is going to be
Pooch.
A kick. So snap, and he'll kick this one and land at the 25, roll to the 20. Looked like somebody touched it.
That was hit.
And we'll see what the officials say.
That was hit. Definitely was hit.
The beanbag came out, and they marked it right around the 19 or 18-yard line. They're going to say nope. That's going to be Greensburg's ball. So the Golden Hawks will have the ball for the first time today to be 1st and 10. We'll see where they're going to mark this. Ball bounced around a little bit here. 10:38 left here, first quarter. No score. Cobras have to punt on their first possession here in week 5. And they're going to place the ball at the 21-yard line. Actually, they're going to say the 20-yard line, but the ball's just past the 20, so we'll get that worked out. We always do.
That's left foot, right foot. You know how that goes.
10:38 left here, first quarter. Greensburg. They'll be in a pistol formation. Trips receivers to the near side, moving left to right on your devices. Single receiver to the far side. No handoff. It'll be right off there, and it's going to be contact made in the backfield. Andy Code, and he'll be dragged back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and well read by the veteran Cobra defensive lineman, Andy Code.
Well, I want to tell you something. I was watching the offensive line, and it looked like the tackle or the guard on the right side, he dropped his head, and he came at him with his head down. And you can't do that against this defense. You better look where you're blocking, because that isn't going to work for you.
So Marquise Brown at quarterback for the Golden Hawks. Back to pass, three-step drop, fires out to Curtis Gardner Jr., and he's going to be brought down at the 25-yard line. And that was well played by Kev Fortson. I'll bring up third down now for the Golden Hawks.
Yeah, that was a great job. I mean, he gave him a little bit of yardage, but he planted. As soon as that ball was in the air, he was there quickly, so he made the catch, and then he downed the receiver right away. So that's an outstanding job by him.
So we'll call it third, and we'll call it 5. For the Golden Hawks, they'll come out 2 receivers, 2 by 2. Brown at quarterback, bobbling the snap, win high, under pressure. He's trying to work his way around, nowhere to go, and he's going to be brought down by Andy Code. And also give some credit to Matt Federer. That's going to bring up fourth down on a play that was a complete bust from the beginning.
Well, they had to pin their ears back. That front 3 or 4 that came in on the defense, and what happened was when that snap came over, the center was too worried about blocking his guy, and it went high, and that just blew the play up, which is definitely a no-no.
So 4th and 10 now for the defending 2022 champions. $8:32 left here. First quarter just underway. Greensburg with their first possession. They'll punt this one away. It'll be Curtis Gardner Jr. That's a good punt, Coach. High, down at the 40-yard line, and it'll bounce back to the 43, and a big hit.
He got it. Wow.
As Deion Ellis will take out the returner. So some contact made here, Coach.
First of all, let the ball go out of bounds. He jumped forward. He's still in bounds, and he got himself decapitated. Literally, he picked up his helmet, and I thought his head was in it. I mean, that was a massive hit. You can't do that. Let it go out of bounds. You got nowhere to go.
So 1st and 10 now for the Cobras. They'll mark this at the Cobra 44-yard line. 8:02 left here, first quarter. Cobras with their second possession here in this first quarter. Thompson out the shotgun. He'll have Johnson to his right. Bayco to be the receiver to the far side. Antonio Boyd to the near side. They'll give it to Johnson. Johnson trying to find room off the left side. He's going to be swallowed up by the defensive line. Maurice Johnson, the defensive end, is going to bring him down for a loss.
Yeah, well, what happened was his tackle, or it looked like maybe I couldn't tell if it was wing or tight end on this side, plussed out. He needs to cut that underneath him. He's not going to be able to go outside of him because the end had him jammed with his inside arm, as we teach, and then keep that outside. He just shoved him and was able to make the tackle.
$7:29 left here, first quarter. Cobras now 2nd and 12. Thompson again in the shotgun. Boyd, the receiver to the near side. They'll have a wing to the left. Thompson, 2-step drop. He'll looking to fire downfield, looking for Antonio Boyd. Going to throw it through double coverage, and it's going to be overthrown out of bounds. And maybe the Cobras now seeing something down this left side. Almost had Wise on one shot and Boyd on the other.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, and the receiver on this side, I don't know if he paused and then took off. I'm not sure exactly what he did, but if he would have kept running, he had a possibility of collecting that ball. So, and that was Marquise, I believe it was, Antonio Boyd. Pardon me. Now they're running a tight end with a wing tight with 2 receivers out, single back.
So Thompson now in a shotgun. He'll have Johnson to his left. Some movement up front. No flags there. He'll throw it out to the flat. That's going to be picked up at the 50 in the Greensburg territory and brought down at the 42-yard line. It's going to be DeAndre Thompson on the reception for the Cobras.
Yeah, he was playing wing back, and what they did was they ran the wide receiver to this side on a slant, and he hesitated, and all he did was kind of circled out and went upfield on the sidelines, and Slap was able to hit him on the run.
6:12 on a running clock here. Cobras with a first down. They're going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Golden Hawks 41-yard line. Pistol formation again for the Cobras. I have 1 receiver to each side. Boyd to the near side. Baycoat to the far side. Thompson now waiting for the snap. He'll feed this one through the backfield. It's again going to be handoff. Ball on the ground. And they're going to say initially Greensburg ball. So first turnover of the day for the Cleveland Cobras. And the Golden Hawks will see if they can take advantage of that. They have a man down here on the turf. Can't get a number. We don't want to give any bad information on that. So while they have him down, we'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
.545 left here in this first quarter. As Coach said, he was correct on that. It was going to be Maurice Smith. He got up, jogged off the field. Looks like he was no worse for the wear, so that is a good thing. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Greensburg Golden Hawks at their own 40-yard line.
I noticed that they changed a lot of their linemen around the defense's front, had some different numbers in there.
Brown with the snap, handed off to Gillespie. Gillespie off the left side, and he'll be tripped up at the 43. He'll land at the 44. That'll be a pickup of 4 for the Golden Hawks. .533 left here on a running clock. No score here in Week 5 of the Tri-Point Football League. As everybody comes off of the 4th of July weekend. Hope everybody had a great one.
Not too much sleep, but that's okay.
Depending on where you were. May have had some good weather, maybe not. Brown now trips receivers to the near side. Again, moving left to right. Gillespie to his right. High snap. Brown trying to work out towards the Cobra sideline. He's going the wrong direction, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Chris Frazier comes up from his defensive back position and gets the sack, and he'll go down right around the 35. And now the Greensburg Golden Hawks playing from behind the markers.
Well, what's happening is the snap. I mean, it's thrown their whole offense off because they're running a zone read, and by the time he looks down, the defense has already moved, so you can't even make that read on the end guy. So it's just when you don't have that snap when you're playing the gun and the spread, you got to have that snap in your chest, because if you don't, it throws everything off. Of course, that's any football play, but it makes it worse when you're in the spread.
4:18 as the clock continues to run. Brown again in the shotgun. Gillespie to his right. 3-step drop, looking out to his left side. Pump fakes, throws it to the inside, almost picked off to the inside. And it looked like Carlos Alexander had a shot at it, but couldn't bring it in, and big opportunity for the Cobras.
And my man's on the 50-yard line. He's doing 10 push-ups because he knew he had a pick there. But it was like, look what I found. He threw it right to him, but that's okay.
So Carlos Alexander in the right spot. Gets the job done, but I'm sure he wish he had that interception.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Count your guys, count your guys.
So punt formation now, Curtis Gardner Jr. in to do the kicking duties.
10. Here we go.
Marcus Cottle will be the long snapper for the Golden Hawks. Daryl Golson back to return for the Cobras. Good snap. He'll get this one away. Nice high punt to go towards the sideline. Past the hash marks, out of bounds. Right around the 42-yard line. We'll see where they mark this as the official comes up.
I mean, that looked like it hit right at the 42, so I got to think that that's where he's marking it.
3:59 as the change of possession stops the clock. No score here in Lakewood. Both teams 3-1. However, Greensburg's only loss coming on a technicality. They are yet to give up a point in 2023. The last time they were scored on was in the championship game last year in the first quarter by the Ohio Gladiators. So it has been a long time since that defense has given up anything. They'll mark the ball at the 40-yard line. Cobras have it 1st and 10 in their own territory. Sun peeking out here in Lakewood. As now they'll go back into the pistol formation. Emma Calhoun will now be the running back. Martucci be to the right of Thompson. He'll play the fullback role. Wise will be the receiver to the far side. And Boyd to the near side. Thompson with the hand up to Martucci, trying to work his way forward. And he may have picked up a yard on the play.
They're running a 4-3 defense, so they're trying to sneak a corner up, too, to do a little bit of blitzing here. So it's very interesting.
.334 as we make our way through this first quarter, week 5. Thompson now waiting for the snap, 2nd and 9. Play action. Be over the middle. Caught! All the way to the end zone! Matt Wise scores the first 6 points on Greensburg. Oh, I'll say in almost a year, Coach. Make it 10 months. But Matt Wise, another big catch and touchdown for the Cobras.
Well, they found something on that edge. They've been trying to hit these edge guys, and, boy, he caught him on the dead run. He got behind him probably about 2 yards. Just absolutely perfect throw by Slap, and, I mean, everything just worked out good. Offensive line did an outstanding job giving them plenty of protection. So that's a great job by the Cobras.
So 60 yards from Thompson to Matt Wise. Again, for the first time, the Cobras score a touchdown on Greensburg. Well thrown, as it's going to be TJ Johnson actually doing the kicking this week. The kick is up, and it's going to be no good. It's going to be short and to the right. So with 3:04 left here in this first quarter, the Cleveland Cobras go 60 yards from Thompson to Wise to make it a 6-0 game here. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network. Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Come out to the 36 beautiful hole design course by Donald Ross, and golf lessons are available by calling the team shop at 330-740-7112. Don't forget about family fun nights on Friday and Saturday evenings, a family of 4 with cart for only $25. Or visit the Wick Recreation Area and the lighted Par 3 course. Book your tee time today at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
.305 left here, first quarter. The Cobras take a 6-0 lead over the Greensburg Golden Hawks. A 60-yard pass from Thompson to Wise gets the home team on the board. And that's got to be a big morale booster for the Cobras, having to be the first team to score on them here in Week 5. Kick short on the ground. It's going to be picked up at the 45-yard line by one of the blockers. I think they're going to mark that right at the 45-yard line.
Ross Goldenstone was able to recover that. That would have been rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, but he did what he was supposed to do. Just fall on it. Don't get fancy. I'm hoping the coaches saw that. They looked, they ran the receiver that was on the right side for the touchdown. Left side, there's that safety bit on it. There ain't nobody on this left side. So if that tight end gets loose, there's nobody there.
Pistol formation now for the Golden Hawks. It's time a handoff to the big running back, past the 45. Cross midfield to break it out to the far side, but he's going to be knocked back by Chris Frazier. Great run by Gillespie. And again, he's a pretty big running back here, so a little bit of a load, hard to stop.
Absolutely he is. He is a big back. I'll tell you what, though, I was watching up front, and Andy Coe did an outstanding job. He got in the backfield, and he chased that down. He's all over the place. His, let's just say his springs wound tight tonight.
So pistol formation again for the Golden Hawks. Twin receivers on the near side. They'll hand off to Gillespie again, past the 50. He'll drag a couple tacklers, get down to the 46-yard line, and get into Cobra territory.
As we mentioned, Mr. Cohn on the bottom side, he saw it coming. He shoved that big boy out of the way, and he was able to move his feet and get down the line, and he was able to grab hold.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 2 now for the Golden Hawks as they try to respond to the Cleveland 60-yard touchdown pass. 1:54 left here in the first quarter. Sorry, I had a little bit of audio problems here, but I think we got those corrected now. Thank you, Dave, for checking on us. As we're going to have a flag. And there was some movement up front. They're going to say false start against the Golden Hawks. That's going to put them back 5. Now it's 3rd and 6. The playbook gets a little bit smaller, I guess, at that point, Coach.
Yeah. Terrence Fort, he just kind of moved. He was the right tackle on this side. He's anticipating on the defense coming across, and I want to tell you something. They probably haven't seen this speed for a while, so that's pretty good.
It's got to be a little bit of a shock for that defense to say, oh, wow, look, somebody actually got downfield on us. So
yes.
You got to regroup a little bit.
Yep. I like I said, I think they're in shock over this.
Game far from over, though. 1:22 left here, first quarter. Cobras with a 6-0 lead. No Ben Line stay kicking, so.
That could hurt them.
Twin receivers to each side now. Brown rolling out to his right, to the near side, gets it out to the flats. That's going to be caught at the 48 and gone out at around the 44. And it looks like that's going to be Dion Ellis on the reception for the Golden Hawks.
Yeah, the DBs, you got to play up a little bit. You got to know where the first down is. Yeah, you don't want to get smoked deep, but you have got to play them sticks sometimes. You got to get up and jam them. Get their rhythm off and knock them off the pattern.
So twin receivers to the far side now for the Golden Hawks. Robinson will be on the outside. Willie James a slot to the left. Brown with the handoff to Gillespie. Cote made initial contact, but Gillespie's going to fight his way off, get down to the 41-yard line, or bring up 2nd and 9.
But Cote did his job at the snap of the ball. He came across the field, and then the handoff was given, and he was right there, and he couldn't grab him, but he disrupted the run. He couldn't get any momentum. So that's a great job. I'll tell you what, up front, he's just doing a great job.
Yeah, seems to be playing the angles well and not getting a whole lot of depth, not getting overzealous. as it'll be 2nd and 8 now. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Lakewood. We're going to step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Hi, it's Mark Means, host of By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Second quarter coming up here. Motion up front as we have a stoppage in play. Just getting underway here in the third quarter. The referee initially designating this as an encroachment on the Cobras, but the line judge and the referee will discuss this and see.
I think they're going to, looks like they're waving it.
Okay, so ignore that movement. And I think maybe the argument was they weren't set. Maybe didn't get the whistle for play.
Yeah, I don't think they were. That's it. It went quick. I was looking to see what was going on.
Curtis Gardner Jr. and Dion Ellis, the receivers, of the far side now for the Golden Hawks. Brown in the shotgun. Twin receivers on the near side. He'll roll out to the right. He'll get it out to the flats. It's going to be caught at the 38-yard line and brought out to the 30 where he'll go out of bounds. Dion Ellis on the catch.
Yeah, that was a good job. I tell you what, they had him. He made the catch in the DB. I didn't get the number. I apologize. And he slipped him and got some extra yards, and he saw the safety barreling down, so he said, time to step out.
So 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks at the Cobra 31-yard line. 14:44 left here, second quarter. If you're just joining us, I want to thank you for tuning in to us, whether you're listening on Facebook or watching the video or on the Live 365 app. Tune in. Brown with the handoff. This will be to Gillespie. He'll make his way past the 25, 20, and he'll be upended at the 15-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Golden Hawks as they get the run game going.
Yeah, they just countered back on that one, and he cut back, and it was open. So we got a gentleman down. It looks like a cramp.
And it's been humid out here today. Actually, the last couple days. I think that's going to be Cam Scott. Maybe we'll have to work that out a little bit, but it has been humid here in northeastern Ohio over the last week. Today, the temperature not especially high, but you can kind of feel the moisture in the air.
Jason Eggleston threw it out there. Geez, where do I go? What do I do when I get out? I said, well, Cobra football, Western Reserve Radio. He should know that. So he put a shot out, little thumbs up. So, yeah, the humidity the last couple of days, it's just didn't start out real high, but then that sun came out yesterday and baked us on the lake of Lake Milton on the boat.
14:20 left here in this second quarter. 6-0 is the score. Cobras with the lead. They get that by way of a 60-yard touchdown pass from Thompson to Wise. Brown now in the shotgun. Twin receivers to each side. Gillespie with the ball now. He'll cut back to the inside. Pick up about 3 yards here, and Andy Code and company will bring him down.
Yeah, what he did was he wanted to take that outside the tackle, and he then jump cut it, and he went to the inside and got some yardage there. Defense flow was there, but it's still a 4-yard gain.
So 2nd and 6 now for the Golden Hawks. Place the ball from our angle, looks like the 12-yard line. Curtis Gardner Jr. be the receiver to the far side. There Shields will be the offset back for the Golden Hawks. Brown now looking out for the corner, throwing through 2 defenders. overshoots Curtis Gardner. I don't know if that was a smart pass or not, but if he would have connected on that.
Yeah, that would. But I'll tell you what, it looked like Lively was right there for the Cobras. I'll tell you what, if that ball would have come down where he could have caught it, I think Lively would have snapped it in front of him because he had great position.
Safety Terrell Lively covering over into the secondary.
We apologize as best we can. We're looking into the sun.
Yes, the sun has come out, made its way through the clouds. As Willie James now be the slot to the left side. And Isaiah Robinson. Brown waiting for the snap, back to pass. Under pressure, going to roll out to the right side. He's going to throw this one into the turf. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Golden Hawks. And we'll see what their decision's going to be here if they're going to attempt a field goal. And not always a great kicking situation at this level of football, Coach, so it's not always an option.
You're right.
You would rather just go for it anyway, wouldn't you?
Well, that would be me. Well, they're staying in it. Now, Cobras have got to play up a little bit. They've got to play tough. I don't like laying back, get up a little bit, split the difference between the line of scrimmage and the first down markers, bang them out, get the timing off, and that's what they got to do.
And we apologize on the camera angle, too. The sun is just doing something weird to our angle here to the west. Brown now in the shotgun, back to pass, looking out to his left. He'll rotate to the right, trying to do some footwork, throwing across the middle, has a guy open, and it's knocked away. Carlos Alexander.
That was a great job.
Turnover on downs. The Cobras will get the ball.
That was an outstanding job. I'll tell you what, that defensive line, that was the whole cause of it. They were putting heat on him left and right, and he had happy feet. He was looking left. He wanted to hit, I believe, a fade route in the corner to our side, and that wasn't there. And then he went inside. That wasn't there, and so he did what he can do. But I'll tell you what, that line did an outstanding job putting heat on him.
Yeah, good footwork, actually.
Yeah.
By Marquise Brown Sr. Looks to be mechanically sound, and you can see that's a big part of the Golden Hawks offense. As now the Cobras have the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Thompson now in a pistol. Martucci to his left. Emmett Calhoun will be the running back. He'll read it and throw it out to the far side. And there was some contact down there. The officials are going to say no. Bing Edwards looking for a flag, and he's not going to get one. And I think he might have had a case there, Coach.
Yeah,
hard to tell.
That should have been called. That was a horrible non-call. They've got to make that call. He has all the right to make that break off. That defensive back has no business grabbing or getting him. At worst scenario, he should have been a holding penalty.
So now 2nd and 10 for Cleveland. Calhoun and Martucci will remain in the backfield. D'Angelo Thompson be the receiver to the near side. Bing Edwards to the far side. Hand off to Martucci this time. He'll bring it upfield, past the 15, out to the 20, and they'll give him the 21-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and a little bit more manageable.
Absolutely. That's a good job. I think that they were ready for a slant or a pass, and that just didn't happen. So there's a timeout on the field.
So timeout here in Lakewood. We'll step aside for a quick timeout ourselves. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Hi, it's Mark Means, host of By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Timeout taken here as Cobras now will have the ball 3rd and 2 from their own 21-yard line. Pistol formation still again. Thompson taking himself upfield. May have picked up a yard on the play. Got close, and according to the headlines, but it looks like he got the first down, got out to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, knee wasn't down. He stretched for that, and he got it. But can't put that pill out like that. Somebody's going to swat it.
So 1st and 10 now for the Cobras. Again, we talked about the offense, how it has been more productive over the last couple of games. Certainly 2 weeks ago at Marlington as they took on the Ohio Gladiators. Fun game to call there, Coach, all the way down to the wire. 2 seconds left.
Yep.
Thompson hits Boyd for the game winner. Cobras now with a 6-0 lead over the 2022 Tri-Point Football League champions. Thompson now, twin receivers to the near side. Looking out there, looking for Boyd, and it's going to be dropped at the 34-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down now for the Cobras.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he had him in position, but he threw down to his ankles, and Slap's got to get that ball on a dead run, and that could have been a decent gain of yards. So Mr. Means messaged me. He said that pointed out how much I love kickers.
10:55 left here, second quarter. Cobras with a 6-0 lead. They'll have the ball now. 2nd and 10 from their own 23-yard line. Thompson in a pistol formation. Again, Martucci to his right, Emma Calhoun at the running back. Twin receivers to the near side. One high safety for the Golden Hawks. Thompson looking for some room, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a couple yards. Nowhere to go. The play didn't really look like it developed into much, and I can't even say I know what he was trying to look for.
Well, the problem lies is if you're going to bring everybody in tight, and oh boy, Slap's limping. He got his ankle rolled on, so he's coming off.
And we'll see who replaces him with 10:03 left here, second quarter. As will DJ Johnson, and now at quarterback. Martucci to his right. Trip receivers to the far side now for the Cobras. 9:42 as the clock continues to run. Johnson back to pass. Stepping up in the pocket. He's going to get this one downfield. It's going to be picked off at the 43 by Greensburg. Brought back to the 45, 40, 30, 20. And it'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. A second turnover for the Cobras so far in this game, and Greensburg is going to have great field position.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the receiver, but he stopped running, and I don't know why that happened. And that's just like it's a free play for that DB. I mean, he stopped, DB kept running, and he looked like he was thrown right to the DB.
Dave Thompson coming out of the game with a limp. Johnson stepping in. Timing not there, obviously. As Greensburg now will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Cobra 19-yard line. 9:24 left here in this half. Cobras with a 6-0 lead, but Greensburg knocking on the door. As they'll have twin receivers to the near side. Isaiah Robinson will be to the outside over here. Curtis Gardner to the receiver spot on the far side. Hand off to Gillespie. Try to get out to the left side. He's going to make it past the 30, 25, and be knocked out at the 14-yard line.
There's going to be a holding penalty.
2 flags on the play, and indeed that will come back. So best run of the day for the Greensburg Golden Hawks will be nullified.
Yep.
.17 left here in this half. Cobras with a turnover as Thompson would go to the sideline.
Well, my question to that is I probably would have, and I understand the situation on the field, but I probably would have thrown something either a little safer or run the ball first play, let him get the feel of everything. I wouldn't have called that one, but that's why I'm up here, and he's down there.
Yeah, Thompson actually looked pretty good mechanically.
Yeah, yep.
On his toes, looking downfield.
Sure.
Brown now in the shotgun. Gillespie will be to his rear. Set his feet back to pass, fires over the middle. It's going to be knocked away.
Great job.
Outstanding defensive play. And I don't really have a number 48 here, so I don't know if somebody occasionally we get somebody that maybe forgets their jersey, so.
Yep.
Not real sure who that is, so we do apologize for that.
Yeah, and he did a great job. I mean, the slant was there, and he was right on his hip, and he just, at the last second, stuck that paw out there and knocked it down. That's a great job.
.821 here. Clock continue to run. Ball now at the 30-yard line. They'll need to make it to the 9-yard line for a first down. Gardner now be the receiver to the far side. Brown now in the shotgun. 3-step drop, looking out to his left, under pressure, and he's going to get it down the middle of the field. It's going to be picked off at the 5-yard line, out to the 15, 20, 30, and brought down at the 33-yard line. So the Cobras return the favor, and we got to get
48.
Valentine is the name on the back of the jersey. And that's 2 big plays by him, and just about 3 plays. He's been a big part of 2, Coach.
That's an outstanding job. I wish I don't even have them over here. So again, that could be just a jersey. So.
And we've seen, on occasion, we've experienced where some.
Yeah, we have.
Maybe forgot a little jersey. No problem. Name's not really required at this level, so.
We'll find out if I got to go down at halftime. We'll get that number and that name.
We'll see if owner Jesse Caldwell can help us out with that one. He's had 2 big plays here, including an interception. Wise and Edwards now the receivers to the near side. Thompson back in. He'll have Calhoun to his left. 1st and 10 now from the Cobra 34-yard line. Thompson stepping up to change some plays. He'll have twin receivers to the far side as well. Thompson waiting for the snap. Greensburg showing some pressure, back to pass. He's going to throw it downfield, looking for Wise again. Overthrown. And I tell you, Matt Wise, that's somebody they really got to focus on. They got the one-on-one matchup they wanted.
Yeah, but he's got it from the line of scrimmage. He got a sprint. He tried to turn when the ball was in the air. Then he tried to turn it on. If he sprints the whole way, he beats him by 4 yards, and he hits that in a dead run. He has got to take off on a dead run from start to finish, and he didn't. He tried to catch up with the ball and grab another gear. If he keeps running and runs hard the whole time, he's going to blow past him every time.
Boyd will be the receiver to the far side now. Wise and Edwards will stack up to the right of Dave Thompson. Calhoun will remain the running back. 2nd and 10. This time they'll give it to Calhoun. Calhoun making his way forward to the 40, 45, 50, and be knocked down at the Greensburg 45-yard line. Emma Calhoun finding just a small hole, and just like a mouse, flattened himself out and got some big yards.
Well, I have to correct you on that, Jim. You could have run that ball. That hole opened up. That was a great job by that offensive line. I mean, that thing was just wide open, and he hit it hard. But I liked how way he ran that, because from the time he got that ball, he was in 4th gear, and that's how you got to do as a running back.
Emma Calhoun, we talk about not a big guy, but maybe one of the toughest ones on the field, as they'll have the ball now 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. Calhoun will remain into the game to the right of Thompson. Twin receivers to each side. Edwards will go in motion from right to left. They'll give it to Calhoun again. He'll find a room for a couple yards, make his way down to the 42-yard line. I'll actually say he went down at the 43. Going to bring him 2nd down and 8 for the Cobras.
That's a good job. I'll tell you what, he does a good job. He come up limping now. Hopefully it's just a cramp. He ran to the sidelines.
And again, the humidity has been rather noticeable this last week. So 2nd and 8 for the Cobras. 6:14 left here, 2nd quarter.
Now we got to keep running at him. See, sometimes you can't run away from him. If you run right at him, and that's where your yardage goes.
Boyd and Bako to be the receivers to the far side. Edwards and Wise to the near side. T.J. Johnson now backing it running back to the right of Thompson. Edwards in motion from right to left. One high safety for Greensburg. They'll throw it out to the flats. Intended for Edwards. Tried to reach around one-handed, but couldn't bring it in. That'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Cobras. Good play call, Coach, just didn't get the execution.
Yeah, he's got to. What he does is when he goes out there, as soon as he breaks the line of scrimmage, his head's got to be snapped back so he can get him the ball. And he waited too long. That ball was almost to him, and then he turned around, and unfortunately, he just didn't see the ball coming. So, as a receiver, you've got if once they cleared that zone out, your head's got to be on a swivel right now, looking at that quarterback as soon as you drop that line of scrimmage.
Boyden and Baycoat will be the receivers again to the far side. Wise will be the single receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one. One high safety for the Golden Hawks. It's going to be Deion Ellis. Thompson in a pistol formation. They're going to give it to Edward. Edwards tries to cut left. Nowhere to go. May have picked up half a yard on the play. And it'll bring up 4th down for the Cobras. No kicker today. Defense playing well, Coach. What you call?
I'm going to take a look and see what you got. And what I would do is I would run tight to the left side with 2 wide receivers, and he blocks down one Mississippi, and then he sneaks out with 1 high safety. That's exactly what I would run because there's a lot of playing field on that left side. So we'll see what they come out and give him. But I'll tell you what, the tight end seems like he's not covered, and they forgot about him.
Yeah, one person that we really haven't seen so far is Abe Taylor. The big tight end hasn't really had much say here. Now Thompson will be the only person in the backfield. A quasi-punt formation. Thompson with the rugby-style kick, go off the toe and be touched at the 29-yard line and covered up by the Golden Hawks. Almost disaster for Greensburg, covered up by Deion Ellis, and the Golden Hawks will take over 1st and 10. From their 28-yard line. Cleveland almost got the break they wanted.
I'll tell you what, outstanding job. Wow. He could have had that. That was close. And why would you even do that? Just let the ball bounce to you. Don't come after it, and he did, and that's when he bobbled it. Just let it go. It's a punt.
4:12 on the clock. It stopped with the change of possession. 1st and 10 now for Greensburg at their own 28-yard line. Golden Hawks trail 6-0. Cleveland gets on the board by way of a 60-yard touchdown pass from Dave Thompson to Matt Wise. As Curtis Gardner Jr. will be the receiver to the far side now, as well as Isaiah Robinson to the near side. Colbert will be in as well. Handoff again on the counter. He's going to be brought down here. Code and Federer again in the backfield of Greensburg. And that has been the strong suit, has been that front 7, Coach, and they have performed well today.
Oh, they're getting after it. I'll tell you what, they cannot block Code at all. They cannot block talent.
Can I also have the...
Unbelievable. He gets in there. Now, he's not making a tackle, but he's disrupting it so bad that all of his buddies on defense are right there to take the scraping. So he's going to get that half of assist, rather. So outstanding job. He is really, really getting after it.
3:33 left here in this half. Brown now in the shotgun. Gillespie to his right. Twin receivers to the far side. Single receiver to the near side. Brown back to pass, looking out to his right. He'll turn to his left. Look at it, run into double coverage, and it's going to be caught, but we don't. I'm going to say that looks like, to me, Eric Bankhead got that. We'll see what they're going to say simultaneous possession, I believe, and it's going to be Golden Hawks ball, but I don't think Mike Marshall agrees with it. I don't know if I do either, Coach.
No,
it looks like the defensive back,
like
to me, had the advantage.
Yes, he had the advantage. That should have came down. I don't know what they're calling. That should have been Cobra's ball. There's a couple of 2 bad calls now.
Yeah, I definitely think Eric Bankhead made the interception on that. Normally, with simultaneous possession, they'll give it to the intended receiver.
Right,
however, it looked like he had the angle, used his body to block out the defender. Yes. But nonetheless, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks at the Cobras' 37-yard line. Isaiah Robinson will be the receiver to the near side. They'll wing to the left. Brown in the shotgun. Rolling out to his right towards his sideline. Fires into the flats. Going to be caught at the 25-yard line. Going to be enough for another Golden Hawks first down. And just couldn't seem to catch a break on that one, Coach.
No, that's unfortunately, that's sometimes the name of this game. You got to have a little bit of luck. And,
Out on that one.
Yeah, that's what are you going to do?
So 2:16 on a running clock here. Greensburg looking to get into the end zone as Robert Hayden, the tight end, will make his way off the field.
Well, as Noble would say, bend but don't break. So just get to the quarterback, keep him inside.
I was wondering when that was coming.
You had to.
Get quarterback.
Get quarterback.
Brown now with twin receivers to both sides. Back to pass, looking out to his left. Under pressure. Going to spin around. He's going to drop the ball. And he's going to pick it. It's still going to be on the ground. Picked up by Andy Code. It's going to be dropped at the 50. Then covered up again by the Cobras, I believe. That ball changed hands a couple of times.
And Code got it again.
Code trying for the player of the game here as Andy's going to take a second. I think he landed on the football, and the defensive linemen don't get to touch the ball a whole lot. So
no, I don't think that's it. I think he's absolutely spent. You got to figure. He ran 40 yards, fumbled the ball, got up, got it again. Oh, that's an outstanding job.
Andy now will be campaigning for some time at running back.
I would think a little bit of fullback, as we say. I think he's just he is worn out, people. That's great.
Trainer Beth Betancourt going out to check on him, and that's a good one to have to go check on, though.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I said it earlier, he's playing possessed. They cannot stop him. They're going to have to double team him, and then when that happens, the floodgates will happen.
Antonio Boyd to be the receiver to the far side now to be Baycoat. And Wise to the near side. They'll have a third receiver to this side as well. I believe that's going to be D'Angelo Thompson. Hard to tell with our angle. Dave Thompson in the shotgun. TJ Johnson, the running back, looking for his relief, but Johnson fell down, and Slap Thompson's going to go down at the 40. It's going to be a big loss here as the clock will continue to run. 1:34 left here in this half. And overall, though, the turnover at least prevented the Greensburg Golden Hawks from having an opportunity to score.
Again, keep the ball out of their hands, and that's what they've done. Now, let's not get greedy here.
2nd and 20. The Cobras are going to take a timeout. So we shall do the same here in Lakewood. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Mill Creek Golf Course is the host venue for the AJGA PGA Hope Program, 8 high school teams, and 2 collegiate teams. Mill Creek Golf Course is your Callaway certified golf club fitting facility. It was named the PGA of America's National Merchandiser of the Year for a public facility 2022. Book your tee time at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Second and 20 now for the Cobras. 1:22 left here. Ball now placed at the Cobra 40-yard line. After the sack, Thompson now in the shotgun. TJ Johnson to his left. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Cleveland. Thompson waiting for the snap. A little bit of loopy snap. Thompson 3-step drop, fires over the middle. He's got Wise, and Wise couldn't bring it down. A little bit overthrown. That'll bring up 3rd and 20 for the Cobras. And Wise has been the hot receiver for Thompson today.
Yeah, he had him. If he brings that down a little bit, I mean, he got on the dead run, and that could have made some noise. But Dion Ellis was right there on his hip, but he still should have been able. If that ball's down, he had the height advantage.
Ellis, well, you talk about the Greensburg Golden Hawks safety. He has the ability to cover a lot of this field, playing that one high safety.
Yeah, he does. Fast.
Boyd Baycoat, the receivers to the far side. Wise and D'Angelo Thompson to the near side. TJ Johnson to the left of Thompson. 3rd and 20 for the Cobras. Johnson now smooth from the left side to the right side. Thompson setting his feet, going to pass it out to the flats of Johnson. Johnson trying to make one guy miss, and he won't be able to. He'll get out to the 38-yard line. He'll lose a couple more That'll bring up 4th down, and I would say a definite punting situation for the Cobras. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, easy for you to say. That was the linebacker coach that saw that, recognized it, saw the swing, and jumped it real quick, and he did an outstanding job of grabbing him and doing what he needed to do.
Under a minute left here to play. Coach Adam Rogers is going to take a timeout. We're going to step aside for a break. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Tyree Knight, number 2 of the Cleveland Cobras, and you're listening to the Tri-Point Football League on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network. Go Cobras.
Fourth and 21 for the Cobras, as Carlos Alexander will come in and do the punting duties for the Cobras. Justin Herod will come in and do the long snapping. A little bit of a short snap, but a little bit of a safer one here as the ball will get back there. A nice high
Good
kick.
Punt.
And it'll be field. Well, they'll this time choose to
Let
step
it
away
roll.
from at the 20.
Let it
roll
roll.
down to the 10. And inside the 20-yard line, and they'll give it the 14-yard line. So with only 44 seconds left, we'll see if Greensburg wants to take a couple shots downfield.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You know, a good team, they're going to try to load it up on one side and try to throw it deep. Personally, I would probably run the clock out. Don't make any mistakes down deep in the hole, and regroup at half. That's my thinking. Don't make any mistakes, or just run the ball from here.
So Lively, Bankhead, and see Chris Frazier and our mystery defensive back, who's had quite the day.
We'll find out what his name is for sure.
He'll be in the secondary. He'll most likely, I would think, play center field here. As
they got him lining up where corner is.
Abe Taylor now in at defensive end for the Cobras. He and Robert Littlejohn. Littlejohn's one to watch. He can be disruptive in the backfield as well. Dontrell Nalling at the middle linebacker position, as well as Sion Kelly Sr. Brown now in a shotgun. 2 receivers to each side for Greensburg. 3-step drop. Rolling out to his right. Throw it out to the flats. That'll be complete to Ellis. Ellis will get out to the 30. He'll actually stay inbounds, and the clock will continue to run. Get out to the 34-yard line. And
last time up.
And Greensburg indeed will take their last time out. We'll keep it right here with just 34 seconds left in the half. And so far, again, it's the game we expected. Greensburg hadn't given up any points up until today, and the Cleveland defense has been playing very well. So this is exactly the game we thought we were going to get.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've done a great job defensively, and I attribute everything to that the front four of the Cobras, because they are really, really getting after it. And again, I say they can't. I just watched Cone get double teamed, and Code's doing a great job.
And when we get the opportunity, we hope that we can get some scores from around the Tri-Point Football League and elsewhere. So if you happen to be out and about, go ahead and maybe some of these pages and post some of these scores. Share them with everybody around here. As that'll be 1st and 10 for Greensburg at their own 34-yard line. 20 receivers to each side. 34 seconds left here in this half.
Nothing behind them. Nothing. As deep as the deepest man. Keep everything in front.
Brown back to pass, under
goes.
pressure. Fires over the middle. Ellis tried to one-hand it, but throw him behind him. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Clock will stop with 30 seconds left.
And guess who was in the backfield to put the heat on him? Number 52 again. And that he caused them to throw it high. And
if you're the coaching staff at Greensburg, you got to say, hey, that 52 guy.
Somebody got to block him. Here's the issue with that four-man front. If they run a four-man front and you double him, you're leaving somebody else one-on-one, and that could be dangerous too. They're big up front, but I will tell you what, they're slow with the feet. And Cobras are much faster than them.
So 2nd and 10 for Greensburg. 30 seconds left. Brown in his shotgun. Back to pass. Stepping up into the pocket. He'll throw it out to the flats. That'll be Ellis. Ellis will take it out to the 40. He'll get out of bounds at near the 41. And the clock will stop with 24 seconds left. Greensburg hasn't reached midfield yet, so willing to take what Cleveland's giving them, but not really making any progress.
Well, I mean, they're moving a little bit, chunks here and there, and we know that when you're, 60 yards away with about a minute to go, you still can score, as we saw that.
Absolutely. If you missed the Thompson to Wise touchdown earlier.
Yep. So just got to be careful. I don't like they just dropped it. They're running nickel in the back. They're running 3 up front.
Brown with the handoff to Ellis. Ellis under pressure. Trying to cut back. Made a couple of moves, made some people miss. Chris Frazier took a shot at him, but he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line, and clock will stop with 15 seconds left, just long enough to set the markers. See if they're going to get to the line.
They're saying run it.
And clock will continue to run with 8 seconds left here. Greensburg trying to get one more play off at 5, 4, 3. Brown with the ball, back to pass. Going to take a shot downfield.
It's out of bounds.
And ran out of real estate. As we come to the end of the first half here in Lakewood, the Cleveland Cobras put up the first 6 points of the year against the Greensburg Golden Knox here in Week 5. And they go into the locker room with the lead. We're going to step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network. Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Come out to the 36 beautiful hole design course by Donald Ross, and golf lessons are available by calling the team shop at 330-740-7112. Don't forget about family fun nights on Friday and Saturday evenings, a family of 4 with cart for only $25. Or visit the Wick Recreation Area and the lighted Par 3 course. Book your tee time today at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother! We can do this together!
All right, let's go! Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What? Oh my gosh, you don't know!
I know!
You don't! Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No! Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this!
You will rock this! To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important
Welcome
to plan
Calvin's
ahead for
Farmers.
emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star, and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit tunein2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit tunein2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Mill Creek Golf Course is now open. Experience the Donald Ross Championship design of both courses, where you can book a tee time online at millcreekmetroparks.org. Mill Creek features a newly remodeled golf shop, new cart paths, and is a Callaway certified club fitting facility with demo days. The PGA professional staff is now accepting golf outings and leagues. For more information, call 330-740-7112 or stop by and see what all Mill Creek Golf Course has to offer you.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Halftime continues here, just about 2:20 left here before the kickoff of the third quarter. And, Coach, you went down and did some work, and you found out who number 48 was, and it was somebody was on the roster all the time, another jersey issue.
Yeah, we've dealt with that many a times. Deshaun Johnson. It was originally 30 and must have forgot his jersey or it was in the wash, and he is now wearing 48. And I want to tell you something. He's another one defensively standing out for the Cobras. He's doing a great job. He's all over the place with his interceptions, and 52 Andy Code is doing an outstanding job. So far, so good. But they have got to get pressure on this quarterback. Stay in their lanes. Don't give them anything, and they'll do just fine. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Not much in the way of scoring to talk about. The only touchdown coming at 3:04 of the first quarter. And Dave Thompson hits Matt Wise for a 60-yard touchdown pass for the Cobras. And they put up the first 6 points against the Greensburg defense since the first quarter of the 2022 Tri-Point Football League Championship last August, Coach. And regardless of what happened on that play, that's an extremely tough run to make to not give up any points.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's a tribute to the players, the coaches, staff. Again, we don't know, as we have done, even though our players weren't around, we were doing things in 2015 with getting on the computer. Hey guys, we're doing this. We'll be down in my basement on the whiteboard, and this is what we want to do. This is the changes for this team and that team. And the guys really all got on and watched it, and that's why we were so successful. So I got to believe that there's a lot of coaching going on and film and whatever, because you just can't stand in there and play every game. There's got to be some classroom work, as we say.
Yeah, and certainly in this day and age with the technology, it's become easier to do that from a remote place because everybody has jobs and lives outside of what we do here. But it's been a great addition. Again, we utilize the Facebooks and the Zooms and all that other nice stuff.
They talk about this team and that team being so far ahead because they have done this and that. And I got to tell you, and I believe that. And that goes down to the owners and everything in our organization. I believe that's why we're successful, because we did the extra. We did all this stuff, and that made it better. And, again, we were doing things that we did in 15 that probably was unheard of in this league, and I got to believe that more and more people do that, because that's the only way. At this level, you've got people that work all the time and have families, so it's hard to get together. But hey, at 8 o'clock or at 7 o'clock, we're going to get together. We're going to be here, and we'll be on our website. Let's go. Let's watch.
Just a few seconds away from kickoff here of the third quarter. Cobras with a 6-0 lead. Carlos Alexander to do the kicking duties today for the Cobras. And we want to remind you, coming up next week, Cobras will host the Canton Hurricanes. That's a 7 o'clock kickoff here on Western Reserve Radio. That game will be brought to you by Mark Means and Dave Clark.
You're right.
Another one of our top broadcast crews from the Mahoning Valley. Mark, a 25-year veteran. You would hear his voice also on Sports Radio 1240. He's the voice of the Grove City College Wolverines as well. And Dave Clark, a former player in the original United States Football League. Played for Philadelphia, played for Arizona. So a lot of fun there as they will get some time in for the next couple of weeks, bringing you all the action here in Cleveland as Alexander gets ready to kick this one off here, third quarter action. I think we've got a camera problem fixed also as we got brought a little late to the situation here. We really don't do video, but, it's something to do. So Alexander, keep this one on the ground. It'll be picked up at the 30-yard line. Was looking to pitch that back, but to bring out 35, 40 down to the 42-yard line. That's where Greensburg will take the ball 1st and 10. That was Deron Jett, the linebacker, who will get it. And they're actually going to place this at the 44-yard line.
Well, it's going to be walked off, Jim. We got holding, and that was called by the FAR official on the line. And we got some holding. Here we go. Or illegal use of the hands, whichever they're going to call it. So that'll be backed up by, I believe, 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
Robert Littlejohn on the field for the Cobras.
Yay.
Sean Kelly Sr. Littlejohn, one of the fun players to watch here for the Cobras. He can create some havoc back there. And again, the front four for the Cobras have almost been interchangeable in terms of production. And it almost looks like the Cobras are going to a 3-man front. As Federer and Littlejohn will be the ends. Brown with the handoff. Contact made in the backfield. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Golden Hawks. He's going to be brought down by Kelly. Kelly coming right up the middle to meet him. And
I think that's what they're doing up front. What they're going to do is they're going to give you a 3-man look, and they're going to dump a backer to give it the 4-man rush. Because, to be honest with you, defensively, they've gone to that 4-man front, and I think that's what's really helping them. I'd hate for them to get the yardage, but that was a good play because he was able to find the hole and go. So I'm hoping that they're dogging it, and that's how they're going to get that 4th man.
Just the formation for Brown. Lanier will be the receiver to the near side. He'll roll out to his left, play action. Fires it out, overthrown. It's going to be intercepted by the Cobras at the 45-yard line. Cam Scott is going to get the pick, and the Cobras are going to have good field position. They're going to be looking to take advantage of this one, Coach.
Yeah, it looked like the receiver ran the wrong pattern, so you can't say it's the receiver because we really don't know. Quarterback through to that area, so I'm assuming he was running a kind of an in-post route, and instead the receiver looked like he was just running a go route, and there was some confusion there on the part of the Hawks. So this is what they got to have. They got to go down there and get points here because that's got them on their heels now. 2 scores down, and the Greensboro is going to have a hard time coming back because they're on their heels.
Cobras have the ball 1st and 10 at the Greensburg 48-yard line. 1 receiver to each side. Thompson will be flanked by Martucci. TJ Johnson to his rear. And maybe that's going to be Edwards. A handoff to Martucci. He'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. Going to a heavy style backfield there with Edwards, Martucci, and Johnson.
Yeah, we don't have a number for 32, so he come flying in there as a backer. He doesn't trip him up. He's off to the races because that hole opened up, and then he come across and filled it pretty quick. But I'll tell you what, that would have been off and running.
13:32 here in the 3rd quarter. Second half just underway. Bayco to be the receiver to the near side this time. Edwards, Martucci, and Johnson in the backfield with Slap Thompson. They'll give it to Martucci again. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. Nobody went down there. It was a kind of a stalemate, but Deron Jett come up and filled the hole.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're doing now. If you're going to get that look, them backers are going to come. And that's exactly what they're doing on that first 2 defensive plays. So Cobra's got to mix it up a little bit. They've got to do something else with that because you're not going to run with those guys coming. You need to find that soft spot and start throwing the ball. Don't play conservative now.
Wise will be the receiver to the far side. Baycoat to the near side. Coach, could it be a setup? Could you be looking for something?
That's possible.
Thompson now, same formation, 4-man backfield. Thompson, a little bit of a play action, throws it downfield, looking for a receiver. And it's going to be incomplete, looking for Wise. Couldn't get the timing, maybe a little bit underthrown as well.
Yeah. But that's when he looked that way and pumped it, that safety flew over to that side. If they could sneak somebody and have them looked at, pumped at, and then have somebody tricky out here on the right side, I'll tell you what, that's going to be running all over the place because that safety bails with that one high.
D'Angelo Thompson will check in. Matt Wise will take a breather. 12:26 on a moving clock. 4th down and 8 for the Cobras. D'Angelo Thompson will be the receiver to the far side. Baycoat to the near side. Johnson will be the wing to the right. Bertucci will be to the right of Slap Thompson in the shotgun. They'll try to get set. Quick kick for the Cobras. It'll get down to the 20. Roll down to the 15. It'll take a Cobra roll. Down inside the 10, maybe the 9-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. And a little bit of pleasantries being exchanged over on the far side. There was a flag. And we'll see who this is going to be against. Like D'Angelo Thompson was having some words. There was a helmet that came off. I didn't see what happened on the back part of the play, but Coach Adam Rogerson will come out and try to get cooler heads to prevail.
Yeah, but the Greenborough's coaches are on the field. They've got to back them up. That should be a 15-yard penalty because they came out on the field.
Well, flags on the field. We'll see if they're going to wave this off or if it's going to be offsetting, as the officials will get together right around midfield. 11:54 left here, third quarter, and the referee's pointing backwards, but I don't know exactly what he's trying to indicate other than the ball's back there at the 10-yard line. So worst case scenario, Golden Hawks will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 25. Best case scenario for Cleveland, the ball will be at the 10-yard line. So not a whole lot of communication going on here. And indeed, it looks like, now if I'm going to speculate, it looks like the official.
Offset.
Oh, yep, they are going to say offsetting, I guess. Going to be at the 10-yard line. Greensburg will take over. Cobras with a 6-0 lead here, 11:54, as we just get underway here in the second half in Lakewood. And Cleveland putting that first 6 points on the board against Greensburg, and it took 5 weeks for somebody to do it. As Brown now in the shotgun. Hand off again off to the right side, cut inside, past the 15 and down near the 17-yard line. Bring up 2nd and short for the Golden Hawks.
Good first run on them. Defense, you got to come up and meet that. Can't be on your heels. You can't wait for them to come to you. You got to force that. Keep them pinned.
So 2nd and 2 for Greensburg. 11:25 on a running clock. Brown in the shotgun. Looking for the handoff. A little confusion on the play. He'll bring it out near the Cobra sideline. He's going to head right out of bounds. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, I'm going to say, according to this, I'm not sure if he picked up the first down or not.
Yeah, he's about a half-yard short, maybe.
All right, so 3rd and inches, we'll call it, for Greensburg, as they trail 6-0 with 10:55 remaining here in the third frame. Gillespie will come off the field. Curtis Gardner Jr. will be the receiver to the far side. Mike Lanier, the receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one with Baycoat. Hand off the right side. That'll be Ellis. He'll have the first down. He'll get out to the 25-yard line. It'll be a first down for Greensburg.
Good run. They're getting it done up front now. Defense got to come. They're getting turned up front. They've got to stay square, and they got to get into them gaps.
10-14. Third quarter here in Lakewood. Cleveland with a 6-0 lead. Brown now in a pistol formation. Ellis behind him. He'll give it to Ellis again. Ellis past the line of scrimmage. Got it to 35 and work his way out to the 35-yard line. That'll be enough for a Greensburg first down.
All they're doing is running right at them. They're running behind the Hogs, and that's exactly what's going on. They got to dig in up front.
Ellis going both ways today for the defending champs. 9:30.
Well, you want your best players out there, and if it's defense and offense, you got to do what you got to do.
Federer, Littlejohn, and Code now the front three for the Cobras. Handoff again. That'll be Gillespie. Contact made by Code. And he'll be helped out by Littlejohn. He'll pick up a 3 on the play. Kelly will come on for Alexander. .8:56 on a running clock here, third quarter. Again, don't forget, next Saturday, Mark Means and Dave Clark will bring you the Cobras and the Canton Hurricanes. Returning, ball on the ground, and Brown's going to cover it up.
Oh.
Snap was a little bit low, and it looked like Brown was trying to bail out a little bit early, so the combination almost resulted in another turnover.
Yeah, they needed that one. That would have been good because that would have shut their momentum down. So now we got 3rd and long. Let's get after it.
Code's going to come off the field. Abe Taylor and Lamorris Dillard are going to make their way on. Oh, Abe's going to come off the field, him and Code. Andy has quite the day so far here.
Yeah, he looks like he is just spent, but they needed him out here on this 3rd down, so that's the coaching staff. They can't let this kid get outside.
Lamorris Dillard will fill in now. He'll be at the nose position. Brown in the shotgun, Ellis behind him. Wings to both sides for the Golden Hawks, receivers to each side. Brown setting his feet, fires out to the right side. It's going to be caught at the 40 and brought out to midfield. That'll certainly be a first down for Greensburg.
Yeah, just fake the dive. Everybody bid on it, and then he got the, I believe he was playing tight end. I'm not sure. I didn't see where his alignment was.
That was Robert Hayden. He's listed as a tight end, but I've seen him move around a little bit. And, in recent years, I've seen the tight ends used as an H-back, full-back, so they fill a couple of roles now.
Yep.
Especially in these spread formations because there's so many receivers now, not as many tight ends. So.
Right.
Brown now into pistol formation again, wings to both sides. Now hand it off, past midfield, 40, 35, 30, and Frazier will knock him down at the 24-yard line with 7:07 left here, third quarter. Greensboro on the march. Greensburg on the march.
He hit that hole like a ton. They have got to square up, and they got to go back to that 4-man front. I don't like this 3-man. They're starting to slice through them like Swiss cheese.
Cleveland's going to take a timeout. We're going to step aside for a break and listen to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
This is Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio.
7:07 left here in the third quarter. Greensboro 1st and 10 now from the Cobra 23-yard line. Sun's starting to set just to the left of us. As we've passed the summer solstice, as we lose a minute every night now for a while. Don't like that.
Thanks, Jim.
Brown now with the handoff to Ellis. Ellis now up to the 20, and he'll be brought down between the 19 and 20-yard line. This clock will continue to run, and Greensburg now getting that offense moving.
Yeah. Again, I don't. They got to go back to that 4-man front because the 3-man front, you've got 5 guys against 3 up front, and the linebackers just aren't coming as they should, and they're just getting washed. So, again.
Code back in for the Cobras. He's had a great game so far here. Wings to both sides for Greensboro. Brown now with the handoff. Got to be Gillespie. Contact made by Cope, but he's going to bounce off. Get out to the 15 and brought down near the 13. And might be just about a yard short of a first down. Bring it up to be 4th and 1 for Greensburg. Or maybe 3rd and 1, depending on our marker.
Boy, Andy needed to get that in the backfield. That would have been huge.
6 minutes even left here, third quarter. Greensburg with their best drive of the day, trailing 6-0.
And at one point,
and we'll see how the kicking game comes back to affect these teams here now. Again, pistol formation now. Gillespie now to the rear of Brown. Brown with the handoff, and Gillespie's going to be tripped up at the line. That's going to be Kelly on the tackle. And it's 4th down now for Greensburg. Again, I don't know what their kicking situation is. Kickers at a premium at this level. And it doesn't look like we're...
Well, they're bringing Ellis back in because that's the bread and butter. That's what they think. So I hate to say it, but they got to key him.
5:05 on a running clock. We'll call it 4th and 5 maybe on this one. Maybe 4th and 4 from our angle. Sun getting out of this window.
Yeah, we got a side window where the sun's just blaring into us.
Give it about 10 minutes, and that sun should be gone now as Brown waits for the snap. Hayden be the wing to the left. Brown back to pass. Rolling out to his right. He's got Ellis in the flats. He's going to get him, and he's going to make the catch, and we'll see where it's marked, and it should be just enough for a Greensburg first down. Ellis getting out into the flats, having to fight through a couple of defenders.
I tell you what, that's an outstanding job by that young man because he saw his quarterback roll and he broke it off, and then he stayed with him and did a great job catching the ball. So their offense is clicking. Cobras have got to get heat on these guys.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Greensburg will be able to get a first down again at the 2. 4:08 left here, third quarter. Wow. Greensburg just that's a lot to say, Coach. The Golden Hawks are looking for their first points of the day. I'll give it to Ellis. Ellis working his way inside. Code and Company will bring him back, but not before he picks up about 3 on the play. 3:43 left here, third quarter. And if you're Cleveland, turnover would be monumental at this point.
Well, you got to that and get them negative yards and keep them going negative yards. You can't get a turnover. That's just your best bet right now. Hold them to maybe 3, whatever, but just don't let them score.
3:20 as the clock continues to run. Second down.
Long time in a huddle.
Kind of a math anomaly if you look at the Tri-Point Football League website. Greensburg 3-1, however, has not given up on a point up until today. That loss coming on a technicality, so Brown now. Play action, rolling out to his right, looking over the middle of the field, is going to throw, and it's going to be thrown into the turf. He had a wide open receiver. I believe that was Isaiah Robinson, and he threw it off the turf, couldn't get his feet set, Coach.
Well, you had some guys in their face. I don't know. I think that was, it was Little John. He was in there, and so was Code. He was wide open.
Andy will make his way to the sideline again. He might need a little water.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great job by him. You had both of them just coming right at him, and that's why he didn't set his feet. He had 2 trains coming at him.
3rd and 8 now for Greensburg. Curtis Gardner Jr. will be the receiver to the far side. It'll be Isaiah Robinson to the near side. Hayden will be the wing to the left. Ellis, the running back to right on the pitch, trying to get to the outside. A hold on the outside, no call. And he's going to be brought down after maybe a pickup of 1 or 2 yards. But I don't know, Coach, looked like a hold on to the outside. Actually turned the defender.
Absolutely horrible. That should have been called. Was right in front of the official. I mean, he absolutely grabbed him and tugged him. And that's – oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
nope.
Greensburg is going to take a timeout with 2:02 left here in the third frame. We're going to step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Professional, fast, highly knowledgeable, easy to work with. These are real reviews by customers of Sandrock Concrete. For all your concrete block, brick, stone, stonework, and excavating needs, call Jerry Sandrock. For your free estimate at 330-506-0013. Sandrock Concrete is fully insured and ready to make your ideas a reality. Sandrock Concrete is a proud supporter and sponsor of Mahoning Valley High School football on Western Reserve Radio.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
2:02 left here, third quarter. Greensburg with the ball, 4th down and 8. Inside their own 10-yard line. Brown in the shotgun, who have Gillespie to his right, one receiver to each side. That'll be Gardner to the far side. Brown back to pass, rolling out to his right, stepping up in the pocket, trying to find the end zone. He's going to go down, but he may have gotten the first down. And it's going to be close. We'll see where they're going to put it. And I thought I saw the back judge call it a first down. They're going to say inches. 1:50 on a running clock. As Hayden will come off the field for Greensboro. Clock will continue to run, 1:36. Gillespie now the sole back in the backfield right now. Brown going to go to the sideline, talk to the coach.
He seems to be out there by the numbers. I was just wondering if that is that a penalty, Jim?
Well,
I know another.
Since
guy
there was no flag, I'm going to say no.
I know another guy who used to go to the top of the numbers, and well, maybe a little closer to the hash, but that's beside the point.
Shotgun formation. Gillespie to the right of Brown. Clock right at a minute. Going to go under center. Going to give it to Gillespie on there, and he's going to rumble into the end zone for the 1-yard touchdown. Hawks tie this one up 6-6 with 56 seconds left in the third quarter.
Well, let's see what kind of kicking game we got. Well, we got number 17. And that would be Abril Taylor. Oh, jeez, oh, man. Pardon me.
Jason Majoka.
Yeah.
Out to kick for Greensburg. One man will have to come off for the Golden Hawks.
Left, right. Sorry, James.
He decides he's going to come back in, and we'll see how much time they're going to give him here as he's going to go to the right tackle position. 56 seconds of the third quarter. Greensburg gets on the board. They tie at 6-6. Snap is back. Kick is up, and it is good. With 56 seconds left here in the game, Greensburg here in the third quarter gets on the board. They take the lead as they go into the end zone on a 2-yard run and get the extra point. And we talk about that kicking game, Coach, and that might become very important here.
Well, like I said from the beginning, that one point wasn't going to – you cannot – got to get every point you can. So instead of it being tied, now they're down by 1, and we'll see what happens. Control the ball.
So while we have the opportunity, I want to thank our sponsors here with the Cleveland Cobras, starting with Smoky Seafood and Barbecue. Sexy, sophisticated, and savory.
You like saying that.
216-632-1506. Who doesn't like barbecue?
That's right. Yeah.
Also want to thank Naturally Nourished, Advanced Esthetician, 330-937-8399. Gibson Elite Athletics at clevelandeliteathletics.com. And Erica Marie Financial, LLC. Bookkeeping services and more, 330-785-5432. We thank you all for your support. And maybe we'll run out to Smokey some post-game meal one night.
You wouldn't hear me complain.
I used the word barbecue. You got me. Gardner to kick off. This one picked up at the 12-yard line, brought out to the 15, 20. That's going to be Golson to the 30, 35. Going to take a shot. But he's going to get out to the 35-yard line. That's going to set up the Cobras. 1st and 10. And a tackle being made by Curtis Huff, I believe. Oh, excuse me. That was going to be Michael Battle.
Yeah, Michael
defensive
Battle.
back.
Yeah, he came flying in there. He definitely, absolutely.
You got to be, Coach, let's be honest, you got to be a little goofy to play these special teams.
I always said you got to be a little mazzo to do that.
50 seconds left here in this third frame. Cleveland with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. And the Cobras will host the Canton Hurricanes next week. Join Mark Means and Dave Clark for that, as Antonio Boyd will be to the far side. Matt Wise and Bing Edwards to the near side. It'll be Edwards and Shields one-on-one. Okay, now we're going to be underway. Thompson now into shotgun. 1st and 10 now. Wise will go in motion. They'll hand it off to Wise. Wise trying to find a place to turn. Going to get to the outside. Get to the 40. Jumps one person. Ball is picked up after Wise drops it. And Greensburg will have it inside their own 40-yard line. We'll see where they officially mark it, but another turnover by the Cobras. Wise doing a good job getting to the outside, Coach, but didn't secure the ball.
Yeah, you got to hold on to that. You could have the greatest runs and do whatever you got to do, but if you drop the football, it's just not good.
Greensburg will have the ball 1st and 10. Didn't get the official spot, but I believe it's going to be the the Cobra 39-yard line. 40 seconds left here, third quarter. Good play call, just got to secure the ball.
Yeah, you got to hold on to it. There's nothing you can do about that. But, now the defense has got to step up and get it done.
Golden Hawks 1st and 10 now at the Cobra 40-yard line. 40 seconds left here, third quarter. Greensburg trying to increase that lead, a 1-point lead. They lead now 7-6 over the Cobras. And make no mistake, this is a matchup we could see later in the season as well. Brown in a shotgun. You have a wing to each side. He'll hand it off to Gillespie. Gillespie out to the 30, and he'll get down to the 28-yard line. Looked like Kev Fortson was going to trip him up. Clock will continue to run with 23 seconds left. We'll see if they get another play off here to end the third quarter, as Brown is going to bring in another football, and from what we can see, that may be the last play of the third quarter. And indeed, I believe that will be the case as we wind this one down. 3 quarters in the books here at Lakewood. The Cleveland Cobras and the Greensburg Golden Hawks in a close one. The Hawks lead by a score of 7-6. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Well, flip sides of the field here, fourth quarter action. Week 5 of the Tri-Point Football League, and we have a close one here. The Golden Hawks lead the Cleveland Cobras by a score of 7-6. The difference, an extra point. As Brown now will be in a shotgun. He'll have Ellis to his rear. He'll give it to Ellis. Ellis trying to find room in the middle. trying to get to the outside. He'll get to the 25, and he'll go down at the 24-yard line. And we have Jamar Fleming out on the field pointing at something. Thought there was a flag on the play, but Jamar Fleming, the defensive coordinator for the Cobras, showing a little disappointment that they didn't get a call.
Yeah, I
didn't see anything on the backside.
No, I didn't pick anything up myself, Jim.
Federer will come out. Little John will come on for Cleveland. Final quarter here in Lakewood. 14:24 on a running clock.
Ellis is hurt. He limped off the field. Looks like he may have got an ankle.
Gillespie, the big man, will come on to relieve him.
You got to be aware of that wingback on this side. He's done a great job.
Robinson, the receiver, to the far side. Curtis Gardner to the left side. They're going to be hand off to Gillespie. Gillespie trying to get to the outside. He'll throw a stiff arm, 20, 15, and get out of bounds near the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Hawks. Maybe 1st and goal, depending on where they spot it.
Right. Looks like 13, Jim.
Okay, so still maybe short. Well, they're going to say 1st and goal.
Okay.
At the 10-yard line.
All right, now they moved it to the 10. Okay.
So Greensburg will have 4 shots at this, 3:34 as the clock continues to run. Robinson, a receiver to the far side. Curtis Gardner Jr. to the near side. Ellis back in the game after going off with a little bit of a limp. Brown in the shotgun, wings to each side. Brown with the handoff to Ellis. Ellis cutting back. He'll be contacted by Ellis, then brought down by Kelly. 2nd and goal now for the Hawks.
And Mr. Cohn was in there again on the underneath of the pile. He had him by the legs, and then they cleaned him up.
And you got to wonder at what point Cleveland's going to go back to that 4-man front that was so effective through 2 quarters. Also coming up Tuesday, Mark Means will be back with By All Means. 5 o'clock here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network. Brown in the pistol formation again. Ellis behind him, wings to each side. Hayden will be to the far side. 1 receiver to the each side. He'll give it to Ellis. Ellis trying to find room. He'll get down to the 5. There's a flag on the play. Ellis driving his feet, getting down to the 3-yard line. But hold the phones, as we used to hear at home. Holding on Greensburg. They'll bring that run back.
Mr. Bob Roth, who did all the City Series football games from Youngstown State University Stadium for all the City Series. We were honored to know Bob. He was a good man and unfortunately passed away before it was his time.
Very distinctive voice, though. You knew who was up there.
Yeah, you know what? He did a great job, and, you know, we were all happy that we had our own announcers for the City Series.
So 2nd and goal now from the 20-yard line. 12:15 on a running clock. Greensburg with a 7-6 lead over the Cobras. Cobras looking to make something happen here. I believe they've gone back to that 4-man front, Coach.
Yep, they had to.
It'll be Taylor Johnson working on the inside as well now for the Cobras. Brown back to pass, throwing out into the corner of the end zone in the double coverage. It's going to be caught.
Out of bounds.
But it'll be down at the 1-yard line.
Oh.
So 3rd and goal from the 1 for Greensburg. Great pitch and catch by Brown. And an even nicer catch by Isaiah Robinson.
Yeah. Where's the replay? I need that one real quick. Wow. I thought he was out, but apparently got his foot down.
11:37 as the clock continues to move. Round to the sideline. He'll get the play. Bring that in for Greensburg. Greensburg leading by a score of 7-6. Ben Lyons not available today for the Cleveland Cobras. As Robinson and Gardner will be the receivers now. Ellis behind Brown in the shotgun. Hayden to the left, wing to the right. Hand off to Ellis, looking to get in, and he'll get into the end zone. 2-yard run for Greensburg. They increase their lead to a score of 13-6, pending the extra point.
Yeah, that's we talked about at the beginning of the game. Cannot make mistakes, and unfortunately a mistake, and that's what cost them this touchdown. So But hey, they're still in it by far. They just got to grind it out and get it done.
And Dion correction, that's Darius Shields. I apologize. I think I got the wrong number for Greensburg. But we're going to have to switch sides of the field for an extra point, actually. If you kick from the one side, you could literally kick it into somebody's back window.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they have no, they don't have the net up, it doesn't look like over there. So they kick it on the other one, which can go into the street.
Yes.
One of the either.
Safer of the two. All right, well, either way, we're going to make that 100-yard walk down that way. I would almost go for 2 at this point for all the distance. So 11:08 left here, fourth quarter. Greensburg increases their lead to 13-6, and we'll walk this one down to our left, out to the west. And it'll be Jason Majoka, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Majoka?
Majoka?
We'll go with that.
Okay.
Or I don't know if the J is silent. I don't know.
Kind of looks like the Tom Dempsey type.
11:08 left in this game. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is
no good.
No good. So with 11:08 left here in the fourth quarter, Greensburg takes a 13-6 lead over the Cleveland Cobras. And we'll keep it right here for a moment, Coach. That extra point, maybe that kind of balances things out. And we have a Cobra down. And see what the situation is. We're going to step aside for a break, see if we can't fill everybody in, as we're going to have an injury timeout here in Lakewood. The Greensburg Golden Hawks take a 13-6 lead over the Cleveland Cobras. You're listening to Tri-Point Football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMeda1 network. Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Come out to the 36 beautiful hole design course by Donald Ross, and golf lessons are available by calling the team shop at 330-740-7112. Don't forget about family fun nights on Friday and Saturday evenings, a family of 4 with cart for only $25. Or visit the Wick Recreation Area and the lighted Par 3 course. Book your tee time today at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No.
Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this.
To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
the most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ready.gov. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hi, it's Mark Means, host of By All Means, Tuesdays at 5, right here on Western Reserve Radio, WRDB, The Scourge.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem's local and national sports talk can be found on TuneIn and the Live 365 app at Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Say what? They got it quick.
Back here at Garfield Stadium in Lakewood after an injury timeout. 11:08 left here in this game. Greensburg does not convert on the extra point. They lead by a score of 13-6, Coach, and kicking game coming into play here in this game by no means over.
No, absolutely not. No, we get they go down and score. They can tie this up very, very easily.
And again, we want to remind you, coming up Tuesday, Mark Means will be back after his holiday break with By All Means, Tuesday, 5 p.m. here on Western Reserve Radio. Of course, you can go to WBBW.com to hear the podcast version as well. And then coming up on Saturday, Pat Lucia will be back with Sports Page. He and Dave Clark. And speaking of Dave Clark, he and Mark Means together will be here next week covering for the coach and I. Mark Means, and I'll say it, he doesn't like to. He is the eldest, I believe, dean of high school football in our area.
What it is, the dean.
That's right, because he's been around some time now, and he's
very
old. Recognizable.
Isn't he old?
I don't we're the same age, Coach. I'm not old.
Oh.
I'm not old.
You're not old?
Nope.
Okay.
Not at all. Feeling pretty good these days. Anyway, moving on. We get ready to kick off here. Curtis Gardner Jr. to kick off, and played several games against Dad, and quite the competitor, I'll say that much.
There you go.
Seeing the next generation come up as Gardner will kick this one towards the Cobra sideline, and it'll go out of bounds. Flag will come in, and the Cobras could choose to take this ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. No time off the clock. 11:08 left here in this game. Quite exactly the game we thought it was going to be, a defensive battle here so far. The Greensburg offense having come to life here in the second half, though.
Well, let's see what Cobra's got.
Thank you for joining us, whether you're listening in on the Live 365 app, Twitter, if you're watching video on Facebook, TuneIn, even on the Cleveland Cobras Facebook page.
There you go. Now they just have to be patient. Don't go for everything. Take what they give you and then go.
Thompson in pistol formation now. From Martucci to his right. He'll give it to Dominic. He'll pitch it out to the outside. And knocked down at the 41-yard line. Trying to get a number on who that is. And I believe that is going to be Juwan Carlisle. We have 2 19s, but I do believe that's going to be Juwan Carlisle.
Okay.
Antonio. Okay. We do know it's second down. Cobras go back into a huddle. 11:33 on a running clock. Cobras down by 7. Again, Ben Lyons, the kicker, not available today.
So that's huge.
Boyd, the receiver, to the near side now. D'Angelo Thompson, the receiver, to the far side. Carlisle in the backfield, Martucci to his right. Bobble snap. Thompson's going to be swallowed up in the backfield.
Again, we talk about when you bobble snap or comes in low or whatever, it takes the timing off. But they had their ears pinned back, and they were coming this time. Their offensive line, Cobra's got to button it up here a little bit. You got a lot of time here, but you got to go down there and get some points.
3rd and 7 for Cleveland. Ball now at the 38-yard line. Carlisle and Martucci to the right of Thompson. Twin receivers to the far side. Antonio Boyd to be to the near side. He'll be by himself. Boyd coming across the middle. Thompson looking for D'Angelo Thompson. He fell in the middle of the field. That'll be incomplete and bring up 4th down for Cleveland. Definitely a punting situation. Slap Thompson getting up a little bit slow. I think they were looking for a little bit of roughing here as Martucci kind of throws his hands up.
I think that's what should have been called. I mean, it seemed like it was a bit of a late hit, but
nonetheless, no flag on the play here. 9:15. Clock will continue to run. We'll have a change of possession. Carlos Alexander coming in to do the punting duties, and that's been done by Ben Lyons in recent weeks. But he is not here today. Tamir Stevens will make his way on for the punt team. And then he'll make his way off. And then he'll make his way back on. So Cam McCauley will be the gunner to the near side. Eddie Edwards, a protector in the backfield for Carlos Alexander. And you got to be a little concerned about the time here, Coach.
Yep.
Short snap. And this kick will make its way down near the 30-yard line to roll down to the 25, inside the 25, and down to the 20, inside the 20, and take a friendly roll down to the 18-yard line. That's where Greensburg will take over. The 8:24 left here in this game.
That was a good punt. That's what they needed in a roll. But now the defense has got to step it up and do what they got to do.
Long way to go here, though, Coach.
Yep,
just about 8.5 minutes.
We have a flag on the field. Far official threw a flag. I don't know what.
Yeah, didn't see that over there as I was looking.
Yeah, we were looking left.
Toward the end zone here, and it was just something post-whistle.
We don't have a signal or anything, unless it fell out of his pocket. That's very possible because I see no signal.
Or was that the orange beanbag now?
No, it was a penalty flag. He's still holding it.
And Greensburg taking a walk backwards. I don't believe we got a signal from our referee. But we're going to have to call that a personal foul, maybe half the distance. Nope, actually.
No call.
No call on that.
Like I say, I don't know if he dropped it, but it was definitely a yellow flag.
All right, so 1st and 10 now at the 18 for Greensburg. Handoff this time off the right side. He'll get out to the 20-yard line, pick up a 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And if they're smart, Greensburg is just going to that's what I would do. I'm just running the ball. Run the clock right now. Don't get fancy because mistakes will kill you.
8 minutes left here in Week 5.
Which we're hoping for.
Greensburg has not lost a game since before the playoffs last year. It's been a long time. This has become a very good program here in the Tri-Point Football League. It'll be Ellis now to the rear, Brown. Hayden the wing to the left. Have a wing to the right. Receiver to each side. Moving left to right.
That's
movement up
motion,
front.
Perfect.
I think they're going to have Keenan Colbert. If I'm getting the number right, he has long hair, can't see the number.
I thought it was 16.
And it could be Brandon Michelle, the tight end. That's one way to get noticed.
Yeah, that's one way to hide a number. Just put your hair all the way down to your waist, and you can't see it. Wasn't me.
So 7:20 as the clock begins to run again. 2nd and 13 for the Hawks. Curtis Gardner Jr. to the near side. Isaiah Robinson to the far side. Then 2 wings. They'll hand this off the left side. Ellis going to be brought down by Chris Frazier at the 15-yard line. Flag on the play.
Yep. There was a holding. I saw it. I mean, I called the holding, and the official threw the flag, so that's a good job.
I will say, any part of the Greensburg game you got to talk about. I love the running backs. I love the way they get to the point of attack.
Absolutely.
And it's a downhill run every time.
I have to admit, I tell you what, they're
going to decline the penalty and make it 3rd down.
3rd and long.
So 3rd and 13.
But you're right. I like that. That is what you're taught. You know, you want to be, as soon as you get that ball, you want to, by the time you hit that line of scrimmage, you want to be as fast as you can get there. Try to grab full speed if you can. And these guys, they know how to hit a hole, and that's what you do.
Mike Marshall in the game. He'll be the outside backer in this 3-4 now. As Gardner and Robinson. Brown in pistol formation. Ellis behind him. Brown rolling out to his left. Play action. Fires over the middle. Had a receiver wide open. Couldn't get his feet and his hips around.
Yep.
And that's going to be thrown into the turf. And it's going to bring up 4th down for Greensburg. Definitely got to punt this one away, Coach.
Yeah, rolling to your left. Can't throw that way. He's rolling left, right-handed, and he just ain't going to get it done.
Someone's alarm. 6:11 left here in this game. 4th and 13 for Greensburg. They're going to have to punt this one away. And Tyree Knight will post up just around the midfield straight, as he'll be looking for a return on this. Curtis Gardner Jr. has done an outstanding job with the punting game for Greensburg, so if I'm Tyree Knight, I'm probably prepared to backpedal a little bit. As Michael Battle will be the gunner to the far side. He'll move out wide. Gardner with his feet at his own goal line, and Greensburg is going to take a timeout with 5:32 left here in this game. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMeda1 network.
Located in Applewood Estates in Boardman Township, the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club offers a pleasant family environment. Choose a membership that meets your needs and enjoy a relaxing venue that includes not only swimming for the family, but also youth activities such as competitive swimming, tennis, and more. Enjoy the friendly atmosphere all summer long with the staff and members of the Applewood Swim and Tennis Club. For more information, go to applewoodswimandtennis.com or call 330-953-2833.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Tyree Knight, number 2 of the Cleveland Cobras, and you're listening to the Tri-Point Football League on Western Reserve Radio and the iMeda1 network. Go Cobras!
Tyree Knight bringing us back here, and also we'll be bringing the ball back if he can field it. Just past the midfield stripe. High snap. Gardner's going to bring that one down. It's going to be an odd kick, and it's going to be short. Take a Cobra bounce to the 15-yard line. Cleveland's going to have the ball 1st and 10 in Greensburg territory, the 15-yard line, and an opportunity for the Cobras to tie this one up. Again, we talk about the kicking game. That's the issue, but you got to get in the end zone first.
Absolutely. There you go. That's what we talked about. So not a good thing.
The high snaps have been really getting both teams today, Coach.
They really have. Absolutely they have, and that's just not good.
Well, and I think the one thing, and it sounds so odd when you talk to the centers, but if you use your backside as that guide and you lower it a little bit, you keep that ball, and I would rather be lower than higher.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Well, this opens the door. They just got to get it done.
TJ Johnson to the rear of Thompson. He'll give it to Martucci. Martucci's going to fall forward for maybe a yard, and he'll be brought back to the line of scrimmage. Be 2nd and 9 for the Cobras. He'll get down to the 14-yard line. 5:12 here. Clock will continue to run. And now you got to find a balance between getting in the end zone and maybe eating up some of this clock also.
Yeah. Austin Anderson was right there. I mean, he got after it. He got rid of his block, and he said, I'm coming. And he bear hugged him and threw him to the ground. So no gain on that. You've got to get positive yards. You got to keep getting first downs, which you have one. Can't let this one slip. You got time.
Wise to the far side now at the receiver spot. Martucci, TJ Johnson in the backfield with Thompson. Antonio Boyd to the near side. Thompson on the read. Try to take it upfield himself, nowhere to go. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best, and he'll bring up third down for the Cobras. 4:22 on a running clock. And that option's really worked for Cleveland here, but apparently Greensburg has been studying their film because they're scouting it out.
Well, not only that, they ran it to the short side, and I don't know if I'd have ran it that way. I would have given them more field. A counter or something will work perfect with this. And again, tight end.
Abe Taylor to the left now. Wise to the far side of the receiver. Boyd to the left. Thompson in the shotgun. 3:43 left here in this game. Thompson stepping back to pass. Scanning the field. Looks over the middle. Tried to get it to Wise, and it went off his hand. There's some contact back there, but no flag on the play. The officials, I will say, have been letting him go in the secondary, and it's been even pretty much both ways.
Yeah, and what I just called, we were sitting wide open, and he was sitting down, and I don't know what, he didn't see him. It was crazy.
Baycoat will come in.
And that was Taylor was sitting there just, he had his body to him. All he had to do was fit it in there, and it was at least a first down.
And he's such a big target, too.
Oh, I'm telling you, he was wide open. That's exactly what I called. He delayed, got there, sat down.
Wise will be the slot now to the right. Baycoat and Boyd will be the receivers to the left. Tucci will be the running back to the right of Thompson in the shotgun. 3:34 left. Thompson back to pass, finding the corner of the end zone. He's got Baycoat. Baycoat couldn't get turned around, got his feet tied up, and that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Cobras with just about 3.5 minutes left.
He leads him to the post. It was there. He read it wrong. He should have just thrown to the post. He was inside. Then he threw to the corner, and he tried to adjust, and it wasn't going to happen. But he had him wide. If he was going to the post, and he had him turned, and I thought that's where he was going, but he threw to the corner. So I don't know. Was there another receiver over in the corner, Jim? I didn't see.
I do not believe there was.
Okay.
As Cam Scott will make his way to the field with the Cobra defense. Terrell Lively still at safety. And 3.5 minutes left here in Lakewood. Greensburg with a 7-point lead. They lead by a score of 13-16.
Again, I'm assuming with the big boy in the back, you're just going to run smash mouth football.
Brown now with Gillespie in the backfield, in a pistol. One receiver to each side. Again, they'll go with two wings to each, with the wing to each side. Give it to Gillespie. The big man going to meet Andy Code in the backfield. And this time, Code's going to win this battle. And it'll be 2nd and 10 now for Greensburg.
He shot out of a cannon. Holy moly, I thought he made the handoff. That's how quick he was in the backfield. Smokes. Yay.
Going to be a lot of sore players in the morning here, Coach.
I tell you what, that's ice baths all day. Yee.
3 minutes left in this game. Greensburg in no rush. They'll take their time. It'll be 2nd and 11 for Greensburg.
Do we know how many timeouts Cobra's got?
And we're told that Cleveland has 2 timeouts.
Well, they don't get the first. They got to eat this.
So same formation this time. It'll be Michaud and Hayden at the wings. Brown in a pistol. He'll give it the handoff out to the left side. Nowhere to go. May have picked up a yard or two on that, but they'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Golden Hawks, and the Cobras will take a timeout. And while they do, again, let's take an opportunity to say thank you to some of our favorite sponsors. I'll save the best. I'll save my favorite for last, of course. But we want to thank Erica Marie Financials at ericamariefinancials.com. Bookkeeping services and more. Call 330-785-5432 or go to ericamariefinancials.com. I want to thank Gibson Elite Athletics, Cleveland's elite athletic training. Get more information by going to GibsonEliteAthletics.com. And Naturally Nourished, call 330-937-8399. And, of course, Smoky Seafood and Barbecue, sexy, sophisticated, and savory. 216-632-1506. Do it. You'll be happy. How could you not?
I'm telling you, we got to go there. I retire at the end of this month, and you know what?
You were on the list.
I'm on the list. We got to go after a game or even before a game.
4 wide receiver set now for Greensburg. Brown in the shotgun. Gillespie to his right. 2:20 left here in this game. Brown stepping up there. Shuffle pass. It's going to get to Gillespie out to the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and brought down at the 48-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Greensburg with 2:12 left. And they may be able to run this clock down, Coach.
Yeah, that was a great call. All it was draw, and I'll tell you what, the offensive line, they fan blocked that outside, up the middle to block them to the outside, and it opened up, and the linebackers got caught up in a wash, and it just, it's unfortunate. And Cleveland was in this game the whole time, and, one play. That's all it took.
1:53, clock continues to run. Best run of the day for Greensburg. I think Darius Shields is feeling it out there as he's on his toes a little bit. Pretty excited. The defending 2022 Tri-Point Football League champions here in Lakewood for the first time, I believe, as Brown will take a knee.
As he should.
And this clock will continue to run with 1:20. No. Really well played in terms of effort. There were some mistakes by both sides, and kicking a big thing for the Cobras. You depend on Ben Lyons for those field goals, those extra points that you can get.
Right.
And he was not available today.
Well, and the other thing is you got to score the points. I mean, a field goal at this point would have been useless anyway. I mean, you would have had to kick 3 of them, and you weren't in that position to do that, so.
45 seconds here as Greensburg goes into victory formation. Brown with the snap, and they will blow the whistle. And that may be the last time they have to take a knee, as the Greensburg Golden Hawks will get out of Cleveland with a 13-6 win over the Cobras, and a well-played game by both sides, entertaining, and a few times can you look at a game and say, you know what, that's exactly what we expected, and certainly it was.
And you know what, Cleveland, they can feel bad about the loss, and it's going to hurt. But I'll tell you what, they played a great football game. We don't lose that fumble. We were in this game, but that happens. Can't blame it on one player. Should have stopped them on a drive. Outstanding job. Great football game. Cleveland's looking better and better, so I got to believe that once it comes time for playoff, they'll hit it running. So outstanding.
Certainly a matchup that we could see later here in the 2023 season. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here from Lakewood, where the Greensburg Golden Hawks, they get the 13-6 win over the Cleveland Cobras. You're listening to Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Golf in the Mahoning Valley starts at Mill Creek Golf Course. Mill Creek Golf Course is the host venue for the AJGA PGA Hope Program, 8 high school teams, and 2 collegiate teams. Mill Creek Golf Course is your Callaway certified golf club fitting facility. It was named the PGA of America's National Merchandiser of the Year for a public facility 2022. Book your tee time at 330-740-7112 or online at millcreekmetroparks.org.
So, are you enjoying our station? Well, now you can take us along on your mobile device wherever you go.
Wow!
The free Live 365 app is available for both Apple and Android devices.
That sounds like fun. I'll give it a try.
Just go to the Apple app or Google Play Store and download it today.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
Post-game wrap-up here from Lakewood, Ohio, as the defending Tri-Point Football League champions come into Cleveland. They get the 13-6 win over the Cobras. Scoring went like this. First quarter, it would be Matt Wise on a 60-yard strike from Dave Thompson. It will put the Cobras up by a score of 6-0. No scoring in the second quarter. Third quarter, it would be Greensburg with 56 seconds left. In that third frame, it would be Gillespie on a 1-yard run into the end zone. They would take a 7-6 lead. With 40 seconds left in the quarter, to be a turnover, a fumble that Greensburg would take advantage of. Couldn't do much with it, but it would slow the momentum of the Cobras. And in the fourth quarter, Greensburg would get into the end zone with 11:08 left in this game on a 2-yard run, and that would make the score 13-6. They would not convert on the extra point. And again, well-played game coached by both sides. Excellent effort, and we saw things from both teams that we really enjoyed. And certainly Cleveland offense is starting to progress. Defense always playing hard, and we surely enjoyed the running game of Greensburg. And that was a great battle up front. We love that front seven against the front five of Greensburg.
Being a line coach as long as I have, I like to see those battles. And both teams did an outstanding job getting after it. And all I could say is Code, he played one magnificent game. He had them guys wore out. But on the same turn, he just wore himself out. But outstanding job by both teams. They did a great job. They still got to whittle down their mistakes, and once they do that, then that could put them high up in the picture to win the league. But again, turnovers, mistakes, got to cut them down.
Also want to shout out an honorable mention to Deshaun Johnson, who was wearing a different jersey number today. We didn't know that. Ended up with a couple of pass defenses and an interception that really kept the Cobras in this game. But you really have to appreciate that. Again, we haven't heard much from him this season. Came in and did a fantastic job. Coming up this week, again, we want to remind you that on Tuesday, Mark Means will be back from the 4th of July break with By All Means. Tuesday, 5 o'clock here on Western Reserve Radio. Saturday, Pat Lucci and Dave Clark return with the Saturday morning sports page. And then later in the afternoon, it will be Mark Means and Dave Clark right here in Lakewood as they bring you the Cleveland Cobras hosting the returning Canton Hurricanes. So for the coach, Bob Gessler, for Dave Ferris back in Youngstown, keeping an eye on us, Jim Craven with you. Thank you for joining us here tonight for Cleveland Cobras football, and we hope that you'll join us next week as the Cobras look to get back on the winning track as they host the Canton Hurricanes. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night, all.
We thank you for joining us for the special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming.
For example, he's very comfortable living there in Los Angeles, which I'm sure it's a beautiful spot to live in terms of the weather. But look, he's going to be 30 years old soon, and he's in obviously the prime of his career right now. You don't really want to just stay there and kind of waste what great talent you have, knowing that this team isn't going to go much further. You have the next best player that, well, people consider the next best player in baseball, and Mike Trout, on your team, yet you have not made the postseason and may not make the postseason. And he can get a boatload of money somewhere else to where they actually have a legit shot at making the playoffs. So what is the incentive for staying in Los Angeles with the Angels? Like, what are they going to do differently? Are they going to somehow corral someone else there that he really wants, or a friend, or someone else who's and the people think, like, say the Cubs, for example, with Seiya Suzuki, we think because they have the Japanese ties that, all right, that could be an incentive for him to go there or go somewhere else with some of these teams that have that. Obviously, we don't know. We're speculating. But if you were in his shoes, Jared, and again, him being a competitor, knowing that all these athletes are like that, you're still going to get an insane amount of money regardless. I just don't understand why you would stay there. I just don't get what the big-time difference in that situation that would give you that advantage versus going somewhere. It just doesn't make any sense. So you're right. The Angels, unless they go on a run and they win it, or they go on a run enough to show hey, we're actually on the right path, then they're going to be in a lose-lose situation no matter what. And that sucks if you're the Angels. But guess what? You have two of the best players in baseball, and he couldn't do anything, so I don't know what else to tell you at that point.
It is a tricky situation. I think it's an unwinnable situation if you're the Angels front office.
Yeah.
I don't see the only positive outcome is if you convince him to stay. And that is obviously the most unlikely of all of the possible outcomes. The likeliest outcome, he stays and then he walks. He stays through this year and then he moves on in free agency and signs a, $1 billion contract with some team. It's going to be an absurd amount of money. Tyler Glasnow did an interview earlier this year on the John Boy Network with Chris Rose, who's just one of my favorite baseball voices and minds and of all time. Of course, for those that are unfamiliar with him, he did a lot of work back in the day with The Man Show and just